Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in-network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
Are you a proud Baylor fan? Do you love prizes? The Baylor Sports app allows fans to track their attendance across athletic events and earn points using Baylor Bold Rewards. Baylor Athletics wants to reward the most loyal fans for cheering on the Bears, so register online today at BaylorBoldRewards.com or download the Baylor Sports app straight to your phone. Prizes this year are better than ever, so start earning your points today.
Stay in the game with Q-Collar, the world's first and only equipment proven to help protect the brain. It's backed by advanced research, built for the modern athlete, and designed to protect your most important asset, your brain. Q-Collar is a proud partner of the Baylor Bears. When it's on, it's on. Learn more and collar up at Q30.com. That's Q30.com.
You're listening to Baylor Football on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Pizza Hut and Baylor have partnered to bring you the Book It Bear program. We're rewarding students with a free personal pan pizza for reaching individual reading goals. Learn more at bookitprogram.com and read like a bear with Pizza Hut. Also brought to you by HEB, the 2024 Baylor football season presented by HEB. HEB, our game sponsor today. Here, everything's better. That was a 15-play, 67-yard scoring drive by Kansas, 4:37 off the clock. So they run 15 plays and end with a field goal as the Baylor defense stiffens.
John, that's been big. Baylor stopped them on the first series. They missed the field goal, got one there. So that's 3 points, 2 productive drives. So see if that holds. Returnable.
Kick by Kansas. Jamal Bell takes it on the 2, and the numbers near side to the center of the field. Out to the 15, and down at the 18-yard line is Jamal Bell. Another of the 26 seniors recognized prior to the game today. Senior day for Baylor. Kansas had their senior day last week, that win over Colorado. 38 seniors for this Kansas team.
Wow.
That's a big number, isn't it?
That's a huge number.
Yeah.
Right now, let's see if we can get Bryson Washington. He has 6 carries for 25 yards. He's next to Sawyer here. Kansas, I think after those 2 plays by Monterey, they may back out of that coverage and trying to get that safety down in the box. See if that opens some running lanes.
Give is to Bryson Washington up the middle. Hit by a linebacker, and that's gonna go the way of Bryson Washington, a one-on-one pretty much every time. Tywan Berryhill was the guy who met him, senior linebacker from New Orleans. It was a gain of about 4 yards out to the 22.
And John, you'll take that. If he can get 4 yards to carry, you'll take that.
Snap back, give, Bryson Washington just tripped up and down at the 25. They may spot it at the 24.
Yeah, he had a good chance. That was another run blitz. They took their linebacker, number 44, Cornell Wheeler, and he just came downhill at the snap. I mean, they're run blitzing with their backers, trying to make sure they don't give up and keep their safety back. So that's another way of trying to attack it. But if Bryson can get him to miss, then there's nobody there.
Third down play for the Bears, 3rd down and 4. Sawyer Robertson looking to throw, passes. Josh Cameron grabs it at the 40. He's wrapped up at the 45, still not down on the ground. And finally they blow the whistles, but Josh Cameron, a big 3rd down catch, and the Bears convert.
Yeah, and I like Ryan Langell came down there and said, hey, if you're not going to blow the whistle, I'm going to blow some of these guys up as they're trying to get Josh to the ground. That's a nice throw by Sawyer, nice little slant route by Josh Cameron.
Out to the 43-yard line. Quick pass down the line to the near side to Monterey. Baldwin just tripped up an ankle tackle, but he is down at the Kansas 46. The Kansas player is slow to get up. Let's go down to Ricky.
Hey guys, I'm a little surprised Kansas didn't come after Sawyer on that last 3rd down. That's where they've been successful, blitzing, bringing 6 or 7 people, 2 sacks. A little bit surprised they gave him that much time. Another good catch by Josh Cameron. I don't know if you guys noticed that ball was a bit behind him.
Yep.
He reached back, caught it all hands. Guys, that's a hard catch.
Yeah.
That's a tough catch. Big play by Josh Cameron.
Yeah, Ricky, it's become so regular for Josh, and we take that for granted. But you're right. He had a little slant route. The ball's a little bit behind him. Opened his hips, pivoted, and grabbed the ball behind him. But that's another good play by Monterey as well. Nice quick catch. And that's what I like. You get Monterey in the ball game early going vertical. Then he'll catch them short ones because he wants to score. But second down and 3.
Marvin Grant, the safety, was the player that was injured, walked off to the far side. Here we go, back to play. Handoff Washington. Big hole right side. 40, 30, 25 to the 20-yard line as Bryson Washington. 26-yard gain by the Baylor redshirt freshman.
Sorry about that, John, right there. That's a product of all of a sudden Monterey's in the slot. He's run by this safety. They got to get that safety out of there. And once they take that safety out of the box, nice blocking up front, Bryson gets it. It's no one there.
From the 21-yard line, hand off to Washington again. Spun around and down at the 16. Spotted at the 17-yard line, so a 4-yard gain on the play. Big run by Bryson Washington. Now 9 carries, 56 yards here in the first half. Snap back, hand off Washington again, right up the middle, inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Last week, Colorado only had 42 yards rushing total against this Kansas defense. So that is a real strength of this Kansas team. Baylor now trying to establish that run with the offensive line and primarily Bryson Washington. And now Dawson Pendergrass is in there at tailback. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right side. It's Josh Cameron on the right side. Trigg comes in motion. Pass, slant, caught by Josh Cameron. Oh, he spun around. He'll step across the goal line for the touchdown. Josh Cameron, touchdown Bears.
Well, John, that's a 14-yard grab by Josh Cameron. But I think Josh and Dave, Coach Baker probably got him amped up because they've been talking about Melo Dotson, number 3, the corner for Kansas, and Kobe Bryant, and rightfully so. Those are 2 top corners. But Ricky, I got a feeling that was one of those they can't cover me type routes and finishes.
Yeah, he's a 175-pound cornerback, and he's not going to stop Josh Cameron. In fact, Josh spun and walked in the last 1 yard, so I think that was a bit of a show for the corner, which is just fine.
Oh,
Big
man.
score there for the Bears. Now up 2 scores.
9th receiving touchdown of the season for Josh Cameron. He is one of the semifinalists for the Burlsworth Award this year. That is a fantastic award that goes to a former walk-on. And Josh Cameron, I would think, might be a real good candidate to win that award this year. Touchdown Bears caps an 8-play, 82-yard scoring drive with 6 minutes on the clock in the second quarter. Now Baylor 21, Kansas 10 on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well,
ID out.
Bingo with Chris Kringle podcast.
Thank you. I'll be right back.
Jan from Toyota, all about Toyotathon.
Hi.
So, tell me about Toyotathon.
Well, from now until January 6th is the perfect time to get a new Camry, RAV4, Highlander, and more.
Oh, how exciting. So what can you do in a new Toyota this holiday season?
With a new RAV4, you can go snowboarding with your friends.
I love dashing through the snow.
Take a Camry to a tree lighting ceremony.
Sounds merry and bright.
Or even load up the family in a Highlander to go ice skating.
What a jolly good time. So, Jan, got any red Tacomas? After my big job, I'm taking the missus down to Florida to go surfing.
Florida? I'm there.
Dealer inventory may vary. Current offers on these vehicles end December 2nd. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 6th. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places. During Toyotathon, qualified buyers can get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on a rugged new 2025 Tundra. Offer available in select states only.
This season, beat the holiday rush and shop Astound.com for bigger deals, bigger savings, and bigger internet. For a limited time, get Astound Internet for only $20 a month for 2 years. Plus, add 5G unlimited Astound Mobile free for 12 months. Our award-winning fiber-powered internet can handle it all. Faster streaming, better gaming, and secure online shopping. Lock in bigger savings than ever before at Astound.com. Restrictions apply. See Astound.com for details.
Have you gone gold yet?
Go gold with Baylor Athletics this season and be the gold factor across each of our sports. Wear exclusive Go Gold apparel from the Baylor Bookstore at the upcoming Go Gold dates. To stay up to date on some golden opportunities, visit BaylorBears.com/GoGold. Go Gold and Sic 'em Bears.
You're listening to Baylor Football. Baylor Football on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
On the clock, second quarter. Before play resumes, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. Back in 10 seconds on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
From the Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Studios, this is KRZI Waco, K222DC Waco, K265DV Temple, ESPN Central Texas.
Back with us from McLean Stadium in Waco. Final game of the regular season. Two of the hottest teams in the Big 12. Baylor winners of 5 in a row. Kansas winners of 3 in a row over 3 ranked opponents. And at this point, Baylor with the lead, 21-10 over KU.
And John, I think as we came into this game, I said, like, it was probably this is probably 2 of the top 3 teams that kicked that off. It's like it's going to be return. No, it's not. But John, if you probably chose the top 3 teams you don't want to play. It's probably Arizona State, Kansas, and Baylor at this point in time in the season. At least 2 of the top 3. So, but nevertheless, this Kansas offense, as they get ready to come back on the field, really hadn't been stopped. Baylor's bent, and this is what you have to do, John, against these kind of teams, is when they're good, you just got to bend, and then hopefully keep them out of the end zone. That's what Baylor's done on 2 occasions.
So Jayhawks have the ball on the touchback. They'll begin at their own 25-yard line. Jalen Daniels is the quarterback for KU. And it's done a good job staying healthy this year. That's been an issue in years past. Hand off to Devin Neal coming around. He is slowed up and down for a loss of 2 on the play.
Yeah, that's a great play by Jackie Marshall, and they did a great job. A little kind of fly sweep zone look out of a fly sweep. And Jackie Marshall did a great job of getting outside and not letting the ball get outside of him. And they wrapped him up, and that's going to be a loss of 2 yards, 2nd and 12.
How about that? Well, Ricky made the point earlier. Kansas didn't have any negative plays at all. That might be the first one.
Maybe.
Yeah. So loss of 2. It's 2nd and 12 from the 23. Jalen Daniels fakes the handoff, passes down the line to Luke Grimm. Short gain of only 2 yards. Corey Gordon in on that tackle. He's parked out there waiting on that play. And Devin Bobby was in on the tackle for the Bears as well. Bobby, the junior from DeSoto. It's 3rd down, 3rd and 10 for KU.
And that's a great play by Corey Gordon because he was getting blocked by the tight end, Jared Casey. He did a great job of fighting him, driving him back into Luke Grimm. 2nd down and 3rd down and 10. And Kansas has been really efficient on 3rd down. I think they're 4 of 6.
This is 3rd and long, 3rd and 10 for the Jayhawks. Jalen Daniels takes the snap, backpedals, standing in. Pumps once, throws upfield. It is incomplete. A lot of hand-to-hand battling there with Caden Jenkins and Lawrence Arnold, the intended receiver. But it is incomplete, and Kansas will punt it away on 4th down and 10.
Well, they're going to let it play today. That's a lot of hand-to-hand combat there, Ricky, in between Caden Jenkins and that receiver.
Yeah, one way or the other, there was some interference there. I don't know if it was offense or defense,
right.
But somebody interfered because
they
they were paddling and the ball was in the air clearly. So good no call for us, though. Forced a punt.
Punt is away. Baylor got pressure on it, and it is a very short punt. Bounces at the 36, takes a Baylor roll and stopped at the 38. So a very short punt. Who was that got pressure on the punter? Ooh, Jacob Redding got pressure on the punter for KU, Damon Greaves. Bears have the ball back with the lead and momentum. 4:22 on the clock, 2nd quarter, 21-10. Bears up on the Jayhawks on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
The Black Friday sales event at Allen Samuels in Waco has huge savings. Get a 2024 Wagoneer or Grand Wagoneer Series 3 and get a whopping dealer discount of $15,000 plus 3.9% financing for 72 months. That's right, 3.9 for 72 months. Or drive off in a 20.
Oh, yeah, I didn't notice either.
Plan or limited 4XE and save 12.
Okay, yeah, I really did. I thought there was another break, too.
federal tax deduction. Hurry, only at Allen.
Oh, I see. It cuts off the end of the second quarter when you turn the page. That's what it was.
Yes. First Central Credit Union is cheering for the Bears. Our team advantages are 5% APY free reward checking. Enjoy ATM free refunds and be on the winning side with direct deposits 2 days early. Huddle up with First Central to make deposits 24/7 at our ATMs and suit up in a free new member t-shirt. Visit online at firstcentralcu.com. Everything we do for you.
Eligibility and application requirements apply. APY equals annual percentage yield. Member NCUA.
See for yourself why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green, along with her dedicated optometrists and staff. Receive trustworthy insights about your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes, face, and neck areas with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Visit greeneyeassociates.com. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
At H-E-B, we know that game day is about more than the game itself. The taste of victory is unparalleled, but so is the taste of H-E-B jalapeno poppers hot off the grill. Seeing the best players in their prime is truly something to behold. So is an H-E-B Prime 1 burger that you grilled to perfection. For low prices on all the things that make game day great and delicious, visit H-E-B, your official game day headquarters, or use the Buy H-E-B app to start prepping for game day right away.
You're listening to Baylor Football on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Jeff, 36 yards by Greaves. So the Bears take over at their own 39-yard line. Snap back to Sawyer Robertson, pass to Cameron down the line. High steps over one man and then is slung out of bounds. Gain of a yard to the 40 on the play.
I'll tell you what's coming, John. They're blitzing those little. We've seen this the last couple weeks. Houston did a great job of Baylor trying to either take the receiver in motion or throw the ball wide to the receiver quickly. And the inside receiver's blocking. Pretty soon, you just slip that block. You don't block him, and you fake it like you're going to throw, and that guy's going to be gone. So we'll see if that adjustment is eventually made. 2nd and 10, 2nd and 9.
From the 40-yard line, Sawyer Robertson to throw again. Has time in the pocket. Now going to take off, going to slide down and avoid the hit. So with the slide, they spot it where he begins the slide. They'll spot it at the 42. So that'll lead the Bears 3rd down and 7.
And I think right here, Sawyer has to be smart. That's just smart to pull it down. It's 3 minutes to go and a half. You get the ball after half. Right now, you really want to get this. You don't take a sack here. You can bet Kansas at some point is going to bring a little pressure. That's where they had success here. 3rd and about 7.
Here's the play. Sawyer Robertson pressured this time. Passes near sideline off the hands of Michael Trigg and out of bounds. Covered on the near sideline by, who was that who had him? O.J. Burrows.
Yeah, it's O.J. Burrows, the safety.
Right.
It's already had a chance. I think he just, if he would have, probably went back shoulder a little earlier, because Trigg was really close to the sideline. And that's a drive where, if you're Sawyer, you look at the clock. You see, I got 4 minutes. I want this to be the last drive. That run he had, you don't slide on that one. Because all of a sudden it's going to be 3rd down and 8 instead of maybe 3rd down and maybe 5. But nevertheless, Baylor punts his ball away and gives it back to an explosive offense.
Palmer Williams' first punt of the day, bounces at the 6 and out of bounds at the 7-yard line. Nice wedge shot there by Palmer Williams. I tell you what, this guy is averaging 49.7 yards per punt. He doesn't have enough punts to qualify for the Big 12 or the NCAA stats, but he would be tops in the Big 12 punting-wise, and Baylor is #1 in net punting yards, meaning they get punts like that, they get good coverage as well. Kansas 16th in net punting yards, so that right there is a real weapon. They pin Kansas at their own 8, a 50-yard punt by Palmer Williams.
There's a huge drive here. Kansas has been very explosive here.
Jalen Daniels under center, going to hand it off to Devin Neal. He is pulled down for no gain on the play.
Yeah, that's really up front. Baylor just won up front, and when you win up front, it really doesn't matter what your backers are doing. And up front, Baylor won, got the player to the ground, Devin Neal to the ground, and now they can play coverage a little bit. But this Kansas offense, you still have to keep Devin Neal in play, who's next to Jalen Daniels here, to come out in 3-by-1 set.
Credit Devontae Tesno with that tackle for no gain on the last play. There's a flare down the line to Devin Neal. Neal is dropped at the 11-yard line. So about a 3-yard gain on the play. Jacob Reddick makes the tackle. Boy, we continue to call his name a bunch, especially as this season continues.
Yeah, it is, John. He's played a lot. He's played as well on the field. I think, he probably was mainly a special teams player. And we've seen it.
This is the two-minute timeout
here. But he's played as well on the field. He's playing quite a bit, quite a few snaps today.
Well, that is nice to see. Jacob's not one of the seniors, but let's hear from head coach Dave Aranda on this senior class recognized prior to the game today. All right, we'll get back to that. Hear from Coach Aranda. Timeout, the 2-minute timeout here just before halftime. Baylor leading Kansas 21-10. We are glad you are with us today. Final game of the regular season. How many times have you been asked, JJ, which bowl games Baylor going to?
Oh, a ton.
And I have also. And I said, there's so many options, I don't spend any time thinking about it.
Yeah, there's so many. Yeah, there's a person next to me, John, here.
Is she
always
very interested?
Where are they going? I'm like, I don't have a clue.
That would be Lakeisha Joe.
Yeah, it's my wife here. And I've enlisted her to help spot here, John.
Yes.
I think I'm going to swap with you here in a second.
But moving on, really don't have any idea. Baylor actually is still now one of 6 teams that has a shot to make it to Arlington in the Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship game next Saturday. It was 9 before Colorado won big yesterday. Now Baylor one of 6 teams. Quite a few things would have to happen. But how about the job that Coach Aranda and this team has done putting themselves in that position after a 2-4 start to the season and an 0-3 start in Big 12 play?
Yeah, John, very impressive. And Baylor's playing. This is the hottest team in the Big 12 here in Kansas, besides Baylor. I mean, Baylor's won 5 straight, but they're a solid team. And right now they're up 21-10. Long way to go in this one. This team can score. Kansas will have many more points than 10 by the time it ends. But John, it's been very impressive. And I said at the end of the year, I wasn't sure which way it was going to probably come back and bite us. And that Colorado game just keeps coming back.
Yeah, exactly.
And then if you win that game, then you're probably sitting here with in the catbird seat. But Ricky, really good turnaround.
Well, it is, and I just noticed, we talked about Linton being out. Garmin Randolph doesn't have his helmet with him, so I'm not sure that he's going to be in this game today either. So you're missing 2 of your better defensive players today.
Wow, that's a good point. Yeah. All right, let's try this again. Let's hear from Coach Dave Aranda on the seniors represented today on Senior Day. All right, trust me, he was very complimentary of that senior group. Trust me on that.
We'll get him in the post game here. We'll get Coach Aranda hopefully. But nevertheless, John, it's right here. This is big right here. They have Kansas. It has a 3rd and 7. They're facing it. And in the first half, here Kansas is 4 of 7, a little bit below what their rate has been over the last couple weeks. But here, if Baylor can get them off the field, let's see if Coach Aranda will try to pressure Jalen Daniels. He's done a good job of trying to keep Jalen Daniels in the pocket. Jalen's shown that he'll miss some throws. He's made some good ones, but he'll miss some throws. So if I keep him in the pocket, that's probably the best place for him. They come out in a 3-receiver set, tight end to the backside, 3rd and 7. Devin Neal to his right. Watch the back out of the backfield.
Kansas 4 of 7 on third downs today. This one 3rd down and 7 from the 10. Snap back to Jalen Daniels. Pass over the middle is caught. Spins away from the DB out to the 20, the 30. Skinner out across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Quentin Skinner that catch and the quick spin and a big gain out to the 36, a 26-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, John, that's one with Coach A. They didn't have a bad call. Devin Lemire was matched up against the receiver. If he makes that tackle right then, that down is over.
Quick snap, handoff. Devin Neal running right, and he is pushed out of bounds. Maybe a loss on the play. Caleb Parker and Matt Jones combine on the tackle. No gain. Spot it right at the 36.
Yeah, just like Baylor's gotten Monterey matched up on the safety. Kansas got Quentin Skinner matched up against Devin Lemire.
Minute 25 on the clock.
Oh, wow.
Second quarter pass right sideline, wide open. He's got it at the 40 to the 30, and he fumbles at the end of the play, and Baylor has it. Matt Jones with the fumble recovery, a huge gain by Kansas. And then Tevin Williams made the hit, and the fumble recovered by Baylor's Matt Jones.
Yeah, John, the only bad thing about that is Matt Jones has got a little hitch in his giddy up coming over. Well, Ricky checked him out, but he does walk off. But yeah, I mean, the tight end was wide open. He's running, and for some reason, he wants to try to run over. He wants to try to run over Tevin Williams instead of just going out of bounds with about a minute left. And sometimes you can try to be too tough, Ricky, and try to cause a big play. And great play by Tevin Williams.
Yeah, that's one you just go out of bounds, stop the clock. Here the Bears have 1:15 to go. All 3 timeouts left, so there's a shot at points here.
Man, oh man, so the big gain ends with the second turnover today by Kansas. Bears have the ball. It would have been about a 35-yard gain, Jeff Walter tells us. Instead, the Bears have it at the 29. Sawyer Robertson, slant, near side. Josh Cameron, he's got it, and he's out to the 44-yard line on the first play.
Josh Cameron I didn't think we'd see much from the outside guys, John, but they've pushed Kansas into a zone coverage, and that's freed them from having to be locked up against these corners.
1:05 and counting before halftime. Bears looking for more. Pass near sideline, batted up in the air, nearly caught on the deflection there by Josh Cameron, but it's incomplete.
Well, on that one, Sawyer has to be ready to run. But right now, Kansas, doesn't want to give up anything quick. It's 58 seconds to go. That's a 2-deep coverage, and he had Mello Dotson just attached to him, and that ball got deflected up. So Sawyer has to know, I'm looking at a 2-deep coverage. They weren't showing that a lot early. I'm going to work inside, and if I don't have it, I'm going to run.
So it's coming. 10 for the Bears from their 44. Sawyer Robertson fires it left side. It is caught at the 40. Hal Presley slung down to the ground.
Yeah, so the Hal Presley, they came on a blitz, John, a delayed blitz. They were successful. Coach Sawyer's going to call a timeout there. Baylor has 3 timeouts remaining.
Timeout. Baylor, their first of the half.
The Kansas came on a delayed blitz to Sawyer's right, John, and they had success on that early. But then when they left man on the outside or deep zone coverage, Hal just hitches up at about 8 yards. Sawyer lays it on him, and then, Hal catches it. But nevertheless, right now, Baylor's in business here. 50 seconds to go, up 21-10, getting the ball after half.
Short timeout. Baylor has 2 remaining. They are definitely looking to add to their 21-10 lead over Kansas. How about this? In 4 of their last 6 games for the Jayhawks, 0 turnovers.
Wow.
That's been part of their success of late. But, Ricky, they've given it to Baylor twice today.
Well, think back, guys, too. A chip shot field goal missed on the first drive. Then you have a 35-yard pass play with a half running out with chance at points, and you fumble it away. That's 2 huge plays.
Absolutely. Back to play. Sawyer Robertson, time in the pocket. Over the middle is way long. That one sailed over the head of Josh Cameron. Don't see that often from Sawyer Robertson, do you?
No, John, you don't, and he had exactly what he want. They went to a robber where they took a deep safety. They showed too high. Then they rotated the left safety back to the middle, and the other safety came down. And Josh had a slant, a little post route, and if he hits him in stride, Josh scores. But nevertheless, 2nd and 10.
So 2nd and 10 from the Kansas 40-yard line. 45 seconds to go before halftime. Robertson left sideline in a lot of traffic, and it's incomplete. Was that Hal Presley, the intended receiver?
Yeah, John. That one, Sawyer predetermined. He predetermined what he wanted to do. They ran this. We've seen Kansas run. They ran a smash concept. They ran the outside. Michael Trigg runs a little out. Hal Presley comes in inside, and he goes back to the corner. And Trigg was just standing on the sideline wide open at about 7 yards. And if Sawyer identifies him and throws, he's going to pick up the first down here. But nevertheless, lucky that wasn't intercepted.
3rd down 10 for the Bears. Handoff Dawson. Pendergrass off the left side. He's got the first down. He's inside the 30-yard line. He's going to hustle back to the line of scrimmage. Now with 33 seconds to go before halftime. First down Bears. They've reached the Kansas 29. After the fumble recovery by Matt Jones. Fumble forced by Tevin Williams. 1st and 10 for the Bears from the 29. Robertson looks left, comes back right to the end zone. Monterey Baldwin has it just batted away. Boy, that was really close to what would have been his 3rd receiving touchdown of the first half.
Hey, Ricky, but you see the adjustment Kansas made. They brought Jalen Todd, a cornerback, in to play Monterey on that slot.
Yeah, they did, and that made the difference in a touchdown or not one there. I thought the Bears might call a timeout. They probably could have saved 10 seconds on that last one with a little bit of confusion. Still a chance for a couple of plays here before you'd have to kick.
Boy, that was really close to being the 3rd touchdown catch by Baldwin today. Here's the play. Watch out, Robertson from behind is pressured. Pass over the middle at the shoe tops of Hal Presley at the 15-yard line, incomplete. So now 10 seconds remaining. Baylor does have 2 timeouts in their back pocket.
Yeah, and John, right here, Sawyer, I think with those 2 timeouts, this is kind of just like having snaps under your belt. And right now, yes, no, I can run, and because I'm just trying to get this ball at the very minimum. I want to get in a good field goal position for Hankins. So I got to be willing to run because those linebackers are bailing here. 2-by-2 set.
3rd down play. Robertson looking to throw. Pressure. Watch out. Oh man, I think he tried to lateral that ball. Is kind of what it looked like, and he goes down and covers it. Maybe just going down, he lost possession, but that'll lose yards back to the 36 with 1 second on the clock.
Yeah,
Timeout. Baylor, their 2nd of the half. It'll be a full timeout. Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 2 seconds. 2 seconds on the clock, please.
Man, oh man, that may push you out of possible field goal range, or they might go for it. Longest this year by Isaiah Hankins is 51. He hit the 50 last week.
Yeah, John, I think you can. I think you tried. I just at this point, I think I don't think it's Hankins' ability to kick that far. I think it's just kind of like putting it together. But this would be about a 57, 56, 57. No, I'll take that back. I'm sorry, I'll take that back. The ball's at 36. Maybe? So it'd be like a 53, 54. Then you'd prefer probably for it to be, yeah, it's about 50. Yeah, thanks, Jeff. 50. He's on the 53. Maybe it's a 54. But nevertheless, I think you tried here. 2 seconds. He made a 50, I think, last week. They're going to call a timeout.
Kansas going to call timeout after
Kansas,
Baylor did.
Their 1st of the half.
2 seconds on the clock. They put another second up there. 21-10, Baylor leads. 2 seconds to go before halftime. Bears looking to add to that. Boy, that sack really pushed him back, didn't they?
Yeah. I think, and that's what I was talking about before, John. I think Sawyer had a boot on for a while. I'm not saying he's hurt. Everybody's kind of nicked up here, but I think you've seen a really drastic reduction in the amount that he's run the ball. And I think that's because maybe, he's number one, he's got to preserve himself because, we got a freshman backing him up right now. And then the second thing is I think, maybe, you're just kind of maybe 80% instead of 100. So nevertheless, I think if he just runs that and knows I had 2 timeouts, then maybe Hank is kicking a 45-yarder. But instead, he's going to be kicking like maybe a 54-yarder. And I think he can get it there. I like the direction he's kicking. Not much wind. And on this one, you don't have to worry. You just, hey, man, just bang it. And, if what happens, happens. You're up 21-10 already.
All right, here we go. Should be the final play of the half pending a penalty. Snap back. Good hold. Kick is away by Hankins. It hit the bottom of the upright. Didn't it hit in that kind of that left corner of the crossbar and the upright? So it was almost there, but bounces out. And can't convert on a 54-yard field goal attempt by Baylor's Isaiah Hankins.
First.
Going to hang on, let Ricky get Coach Aranda after television grabs him down there. But the Bears reach halftime up on Kansas 21-10. Jayhawks have to be kicking themselves over some missed opportunities and 2 turnovers in the first half.
Yeah, I think even Coach Aranda, John, as he interviews, is going to be a little upset. He thinks we should have put a little more distance, as he knows Kansas coming out of that halftime locker room. They're going to be fired up and trying to make a big difference here.
21-10, Bears up. JJ will give you all the first half stats coming up here at halftime. I think we're going to get to visit with Max Muncy of the LA Dodgers, former Baylor baseball great. Visit with him. We're going to catch Coach Aranda going in at halftime in just a moment. Let's go down to Ricky with that.
Coach, a couple of good defensive stops. KU had the ball first and goal, held them to a field goal, forced a missed field goal on the first drive, and 2 big turnovers defensively.
Yeah, we got to play better. I mean, right now we're kind of we're surviving on takeaways. So it's good to get, especially this year when we weren't getting them. But there's basic things that we've repped all week that you'd like to see execution on. I think execution on offense can be better on some of the throws. I think Sawyer is seeing things that aren't there. I think all around we got to settle down and execute, expecting a big fight out of this team in the second half.
Yeah, it seems like Sawyer's got room to take off with it too.
Yeah, I think he's seeing things that aren't there right now, and so this has always kind of been there beneath the surface, and so we're seeing this kind of pop up the most in this first half, and so we've got to be able to settle that down.
Okay, Coach, thanks.
Ricky, thanks very much. Ricky Thompson with Coach Dave Aranda going in at halftime. It's brought to you by Alliance Bank. Alliance Bank, it's your bank. Halftime at McLean Stadium on Senior Day in Waco, our score. Baylor 21, Kansas 10. Stay with us. The Nissan Halftime Report coming up next on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
Stay in the game with Q-Collar, the world's first and only equipment proven to help protect the brain. It's backed by advanced research, built for the modern athlete, and designed to protect your most important asset, your brain. Q-Collar is a proud partner of the Baylor Bears. When it's on, it's on. Learn more and collar up at Q30.com. That's Q30.com.
This season, beat the holiday rush and shop Astound.com for bigger deals, bigger savings, and bigger internet. For a limited time, get Astound Internet for only $20 a month for 2 years. Plus, add 5G unlimited Astound Mobile free for 12 months. Our award-powered internet can handle it all. Faster streaming, better gaming, and secure online shopping. Lock in bigger savings than ever before at Astound.com. Restrictions apply. See Astound.com for details.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB Your Bank for Life. Member FDIC.
You're listening to live coverage of Baylor.
Should I be able to hear him, John?
The Baylor Sports Media Network. Now, it's time for the Nissan Halftime Show. Brought to you by...
Should I already be able to hear him, John?
Innovation that excites. Stay tuned as we break down the first half. Checking on scores from around the country and more.
Okay, good. Perfect.
All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Field. Bears lead it over Kansas on Senior Day, 21-10, our halftime score. JJ will give us all the first half stats coming up in just a moment. Welcome into the Nissan Halftime Report. It's brought to you by Nissan, innovation that excites. Pleased to have with us L.A. Dodgers world champion Max Muncy with us, former Baylor standout. Great to have you here. What a great day for football today.
Tell you what, it's always great to come back to Waco, get to watch a little football. I love this place. It's always great to be back here, and I don't get to come back as much as I'd like,
right.
but it's turned out to be a great day. I told you a little chilly earlier, but
yeah.
it's turned out to be perfect right now.
You got that thin blood now, being in L.A. so long, right?
I know, we get a little used to 75 every single day.
Exactly. I never asked you this. Did you play high school football?
I did for the first couple of years. I loved it, but being in Texas, obviously football takes precedence over everything. And I missed my entire freshman year of baseball because I wasn't allowed to practice baseball. I had to practice spring football, and then I ended up tearing my knee in spring football, so I missed the whole freshman baseball season. And that was when I first started saying, maybe I need to start focusing on baseball instead. And then, the next year broke my foot, and so it was kind of like, all right, I'm probably not going anywhere in football. I feel like I'm pretty decent at baseball.
Yeah.
Obviously, you never know, but you believe in yourself a little bit. So it was kind of, maybe I should just start focusing on baseball at this point.
Great decision. Great career move on your part. Congratulations on your second World Series with the Dodgers, and it was Dodgers-Yankees. We were talking about that. Just what a historic matchup for the World Series.
Yeah, it was really cool, man. Just as a fan of baseball, you got, two classic teams, organizations. They've been around a long time. A lot of history there, especially in New York, going back to the Brooklyn Dodger days. And, like I told you, it just kind of felt, as for me, growing up a huge fan of baseball, it kind of just felt right playing a World Series at Yankee Stadium. It's just I don't know. It just feels different when you're there, and it's it's a lot of fun. And as you said, Dodger Stadium also just unbelievable place to play. And I get a little spoiled playing there every day, but I still don't take it for granted. And so, that was a really awesome World Series just from a team standpoint. And then obviously we got to win, so that made it even better.
How was that parade? I watched part of that.
Man, it's hard to describe. It was unbelievable. We get on the buses at Dodger Stadium. We make the short trek to downtown LA, and we make a turn. And once we turn onto I can't remember what street it was, but it's right next to City Hall. You just see a sea of people. I mean, they're talking 3-4 million people just packed into downtown. Yeah. And, when you saw the fans, you start realizing, it was way more than just a win. There were so many fans that were holding up pictures of grandparents and people that had passed that got them into baseball that were Dodger fans. And, the Dodgers have such a huge fan base, and, they're amazing. And so when you see something like that where the people are holding up pictures of people that got them to be Dodger fans, and they unfortunately aren't with us anymore, you realize it was much more than just a win. It's incredible. The city had been waiting for it for a long time, since 1988. We didn't get to celebrate the 2020 championship because of COVID, unfortunately, but I definitely think they made up for it with this one. It was oh man, it was unbelievable. It was a great time.
I always say this when the playoffs begin. There's something about October baseball, isn't there? I mean, for you as a player, do you just feel that? I mean, is it just the intensity of being in playoff and then World Series baseball?
Yeah, the playoffs. It's so taxing mentally.
Yeah.
I try to describe to people, it's like playing a week's worth of extra inning games in one night. Yeah. Like mentally, that's what it's like, just for one game. And for us, you're talking about doing that for a month long, getting to the World Series, and you're just absolutely exhausted. You're already exhausted after 8 months of baseball. Right. Your body's not cooperating. You have to do everything imaginable just to be ready to play a game. And it's really hard to get things done at that time of year, but that's why you play the game. You want to get to that point. And it's like you said, once October hits, it always just feels different.
Yeah.
You spend all summer playing. It's 100 degrees in a lot of cities, and then as soon as October hits, it just feels like, instantly it's cold in the air.
Yeah.
It just, obviously not in LA. It was really hot for the playoffs for us, actually, a little abnormally hot, but we go to New York and it's 30 degrees in New York, and we come back to LA, it feels great, and you go back to New York and it's chilly
freezing,
again, and it's as soon as October hits, you just immediately have a chill in the air, and it just feels like playoff baseball.
I love it that you and Kelly and the kids want to come back to Baylor. You know, your roots here. I mean, you have a real affection for your alma mater and your playing days here at Baylor.
Oh yeah, I love it here. I love this school. I love this town. It's it's meant a lot to me and my wife, obviously, and hopefully one day the kids will be here, which means we get to come back a lot more. But
let's plan on that. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Hopefully they'll be into some sports. I don't know, but if not, hopefully they'll just want to come to school here. You know, that'd make us extremely happy. But like we said, this place has meant so much to us, and I try to do anything I can to prop them up, and I hope I do a decent job of that at least. But anytime I get to come back, I try to make it possible.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being on with us. It's always great to have you back. Congratulations again. I'm a Dodgers fan because of you. Okay.
Hey, I hear that from a lot of people in this part of town. They say I can't ever root for LA, but I have to because you play for them. So
I love it.
Just adding a couple more Dodger fans out there, so that makes me happy.
Very cool. Thanks for being with us.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Max Muncy, world champion with the LA Dodgers with us, former Baylor baseball great with us here at halftime. Halftime, Bears lead it 21-10 over the Kansas Jayhawks. JJ will be back. Give us first half stats when we come back. This is the Nissan Halftime Report brought to you by Nissan, innovation that excites. We'll be back with more right after this here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
Are you ready for the action-packed experience of Baylor volleyball? Come watch the Bears all season long at the Farrell Center as the team battles to bring home another Big 12 Conference championship to Waco. Secure your seats at BaylorBears.com/tickets and come be a part of the action courtside. Youth teams can also sign up to be Anthem Buddies and join the team on the court before first serve by emailing fan_engagement@Baylor.edu. We'll see you at the Farrell Center and Sic 'em Bears.
Everything we do for you.
Are you looking for a new set of wheels? First Central Credit Union Auto Financing offers fast, complete coverage, competitive rates, and flexible terms make for a win in financing your next vehicle. A quick online application makes it easy to score the money you need at firstcentralcu.com. Everything we do for you.
Membership and loan policy requirements apply. Member NCUA.
Stay in the game with Q-Collar, the world's first and only equipment proven to help protect the brain. It's backed by advanced research, built for the modern athlete, and designed to protect your most important asset, your brain. Q-Collar is a proud partner of the Baylor Bears. When it's on, it's on. Learn more and collar up at Q30.com. That's Q30.com.
You're listening to Baylor Football. Baylor Football on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Okay. Go, JJ. Go, JJ.
Your Bank for Life is the official local.
What's going on, guys?
Find out why.
Supposed to be somebody doing stats there, right there.
Bank for Life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back with 5 convenient
Bob, you have any idea what's going on?
Banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
Anybody there?
The Black Friday sales event at Allen Samuels in Waco has huge savings. Get a 2024 Wagoneer or Grand Wagoneer Series 3 and get a whopping dealer discount of $15,000 plus 3.9% financing for 72 months. That's right, 3.9 for 72 months. Or drive off in a 24 Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland or Limited 4XE and save $12,000 plus see if you qualify for $7,500 federal tax deduction. Hurry, only at Allen Samuels in Waco during the Black Friday sales event. First responders get an extra $500.
Come by, let's be friends.
It's the biggest block.
Hello.
You don't want to miss the
Oh, okay.
brand new
Coming to you, JJ.
upcoming season. The Bears provide an elite
We're in the second break because nobody was there when I went to it.
at the helm and another Sweet 16 appearance
No, it's coming to you. We still have to do the stats.
to be closer to the action. So help us fill the Foster with green
No.
by getting your women's basketball season tickets today at BaylorBears.com/tickets.
If you need a trailer, Flat Rock Trailers.
Yeah, we'll just come back and then, yeah.
Big Tex Tandem Duals. We also carry a full line of enclosed cargo trailers. Need a motorcycle trailer? We've got them. Need a dump trailer? We've got the largest selection in the
And just take the quick break right after you do stats.
line of Big Tex trailers to handle.
No, just whenever you do it, finish stats. I don't know how else to do it. You know what I mean?
If you need to use one for a day, Flat Rock Trailers, your #1 source for all your trailer needs. Find us at flatrocktrailers.com.
You're listening to Baylor
Okay, then we're good.
on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Okay.
Kansas 38 plays for 296 yards. So 73 plays between both teams. Both teams have been very productive. And one big difference is sometimes you have to be bend, don't break against a dynamic offense. Well, that's what Baylor did. Baylor held Kansas to a 38-yard field goal attempt on their first drive. That field goal was missed. And then they held Kansas to a 26-yard field goal attempt as they penetrated the red zone a second time. They came away with 3 points. So 2 red zone opportunities for Kansas have resulted in 3 points, and they trail 21-10. Time of possession, 12 minutes and 44 seconds for the Bears, 15 minutes and 49 seconds for Kansas. They're 5 of 9 on third down. They've been one of the best teams on the season on third down. They're about 52% conversion rate. Last week, they were about 64% conversion rate against Kansas. Well, they're on that pace, 5 of 9 on the afternoon. Baylor, 5 of 8, even a little bit better on the afternoon. And both offenses really have gelled well. Bryson Washington, 11 carries, 63 yards, 5.7 yard per carry average. But then you bring in Dawson Pendergrass. Dawson Pendergrass, 2 carries, 42 yards, a 21 yard per carry average. And you think that guy's a burner, but he just knows how to find those creases. Devin Neal, well, I mean, hey, he's not the leading rusher in Kansas history for just any reason. He has 116 yards on 16 carries and a score in the first half, 7.2 yard per carry average. And Luke Grimm, the wide receiver on a couple of fly sweeps, has 2 carries for 15 yards. Jaden Daniels been a little bit uneven, 8 of 15, so just over 50% in that first half, 147 yards, no touchdowns. He did have an interception. That interception thwarted a scoring opportunity for the Kansas Jayhawks, as I believe that was a Devin Lemire interception to end that drive by Kansas. Penalties, both teams playing a pretty clean game. 1 penalty for Kansas for 10 yards, 2 penalties for 30 yards for the Baylor Bears. Red zone scoring chances, we talked about that. Kansas 2 of 3. Baylor 1 of 1. Josh Cameron, well, he had a really solid first half. Talking about those cornerbacks for Kansas, well, Josh Cameron doesn't care about that. 6 catches, 81 yards, and a score followed by Monterey Baldwin. 3 catches for 2 touchdowns. He has 82 yards on 2 slot fades, and they've changed up their defensive coverage just to make sure that Monterey doesn't get loose. Ashton Hawkins, 1 catch, 13 yards, followed by Hal Presley, 2 catches for 23 yards. Quentin Skinner is the leading receiver for the Jayhawks, 3 catches for 77 yards, followed by Noah Tavita, 1 catch for 35 yards, and Lawrence Arnold, 1 for 22. And I tell you, Jalen Davis has had a couple receivers running open and just couldn't accurately find them. And that has impacted Kansas' ability to keep up that torrid pace they've been on offense. They have the yardage to really duplicate the 500 yards they had last week. But the last couple weeks, they've gotten out really fast. And getting out really fast has resulted in them having teams chase them. Well, Baylor gets the ball after halftime as we get prepared here for the second half. And that gives the Bears the opportunity to push that lead, 21-10. They had an opportunity as they closed out the second half, the first half, Sawyer took a sack, or it was a fumble that was recovered, and that resulted in Baylor missing a 53-yard field goal attempt to close the first half. And Coach Aranda, as you can tell, John, as he went in, was not too impressed with that first half, because he felt like, hey, look, we're living on the turnover, and he knows Kansas is going to come out with a little bit more urgency.
What was the first thing he said to Ricky? He said, "We got to play better.
Exactly.
We got to do better." Like first words out of his mouth. Well, he did a lot of good things in the first 30 minutes of this game today. Bears have the lead, 21-10, as we get set to begin the third quarter. And Baylor won the toss to start the game, so they'll get the ball first. They deferred. They get the ball first here in the third quarter. Baylor has won. This series has been dominated by Baylor. They lead 18-4 all time, and they've won 13 in a row. The last Kansas win was 2007. Baylor's 11-0 against Kansas here in Waco, but this is a very good Kansas team this year. Remember, they were picked 4th in the preseason poll, 4th in the Big 12, and just had those gut punch of fourth quarter losses earlier. They lost 5 games early, or 5 of their 6 games were fourth quarter losses by a total of 19 points. 5 losses by a total of 19 points. So they weren't that far off, but just those losses began to pile up. But then they started playing, got to playing like they were predicted to at the start of the season. And that's what we're seeing here today. All right, here's the kick from left to right. Another pooch kick, another fair catch. Called for Matthew Kloffenstein. The fair catch, and the Bears will take over at the 26. What do you think? They're just trying to keep it away from Jamal Bell?
Yeah, John, if you've watched him the last several weeks, he's been really close. He's broken a couple and been really close, so I wouldn't want to take the chance. It'll be interesting how the offense comes out. I think Coach Aranda's want to see a little bit more of Bryson Washington, but John, he made a couple comments. Like he said that Sawyer, he's seen stuff that's not there. And I think, when you throw 3 interceptions in a game, and trust me, I've been there, that next week you do. That's why I talked about easy completions earlier. You start kind of not wanting to make the mistake. Let's see what adjustments are made here in this second half.
Outstanding first half by Sawyer Robertson. 199 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. So here we go, Bears at their own 26. Robertson at quarterback. Bryson Washington gets the handoff. Goes right. And chopped down after a short gain. Couple of yards on that play. 28-yard line, 2nd and 8 coming up for Baylor.
Yeah, this is a huge drive for the Bears. I think, Kansas, they're reeling a little bit, and really because they're turning the ball over. And Baylor's moved the ball on them. They gave them 283 yards, but if Baylor can find a way to get points here, that'll really put the pressure on. And this first series here is always huge.
2nd down 8 for the Bears from their own 28. Snap back to Robertson. Short pass over the middle. Josh Cameron has it. They'll spot him at the 35, so that'll be a yard short. 3rd and 1 coming up.
Baylor's 5 of 8 in that first half on 3rd down, and when you get to like 3rd and 1s, and you have an aggressive coach like Coach Aranda, you feel good, and your offensive line is playing well. John Bryson Washington in the backfield. Now Kansas shown that they will run blitz you, and they're probably really intent on trying to get Baylor off the field here.
It's 3rd down and 1, huge play. Handoff Washington, 1st down to the 40, to the 45, and pulled down at the 47-yard line. Hit the hole hard, and it's hard to stop Bryson Washington on 3rd down and 1. Move the chains, 1st down, Bears out to their own 47.
Well, the Kansas defensive line slanted left to the boundary, away from the press box, and Bryson kind of hit it back to the other side, the opposite way. And man, if he didn't get clipped there, he could be still running.
So new set of downs, 1st and 10 Bears at their own 47. First possession, 3rd quarter. Handoff, Bryson Washington through the right side, and gang tackled finally at the Kansas 37-yard line. Man, what tough running by Bryson Washington.
Yeah, we got Kobe Bryant in on the tackle. He had Mello Dotson instead of those linebackers. That makes a big difference.
1st and 10 Bears pass out down the line to Josh Cameron. He's got it right sideline and pushed out of bounds. Bumped out at the 23 is where they'll spot him. Nice drive by the Bears going. It began at their own 26. That is a gain of 14 before Marvin Grant pushed him out.
Well, this won't show up on the stats, John, but that block by Michael Trigg, that sprung Josh Cameron.
From the 23-yard line, back to the ground game. Handoff to Washington. This time stacked up, pushed backwards. That big defensive front by Kansas. They got some big dudes up there. DJ Withers, 6'4", 295. Caleb Taylor, 6'4", 315.
Yeah, have some big guys, John. And surprisingly, they've given up some rush yards. But that just talks about, look, sometimes if you can get them moving laterally. Now, Baylor comes out in the 3-by-1 set, a stack formation behind Trigg. This triggers maybe a quick wide receiver screen.
Dawson Pendergrass in the backfield, pass near side. Monterey Baldwin, 20, 15, and out of bounds at the 14-yard line. What a day going for Monterey Baldwin. That is 9 on that play, so second down and 1, or third down and 1 coming up.
And that's the kind of completion I like for Sawyer here early. Get the ball out of his hands, let him see some success. Baylor showed a stack. They had Trigg up front, saw that quick wide receiver screen coming, and Baylor's facing a third down and 1 here.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right side. It's Josh Cameron alone on that right side. Third down and 1 from the 14-yard line. Give to Bryson Washington. He's up the middle. He's got a first down. He's inside the 10-yard line. It is first and goal for the Bears. Let's go down to Ricky.
Yeah, that's O.J. Burrows who made the tackle there, John. When that safety is the first one to hit your running back, and that was a run blitz by Kansas. They brought the linebackers. They brought the linebackers in on that run blitz. Baylor now first and goal from about right at the 10.
Here we go, inside the 10, Washington.
Oh, yeah.
Through the hole to the 5, to the end zone, touchdown, Bryson Washington. What a run right up the middle. Lot of would-be tacklers just shed by Bryson Washington. Bears go up 27-10 on the Jayhawks. A scoring drive of 76 yards, their first possession of the third quarter.
Well, I know if we got Ricky here. Ricky, I mean, on that drive right there, Ricky, a little bit of everything, but it really looked like, up front, Baylor's kind of figured things out. You can get anything they want.
Well, it was. I think that's the best drive thus far, just running the ball, not one big run, but several good runs. Bryson Washington take it in. Extra points good, 28-10 Bears. That's exactly what you wanted on your opening drive, second half. 10:58 to go in the third quarter.
Man, oh man. That's why you defer if you win the opening toss. And the Bears do convert. 9 plays, I said 76, but 74 yards, 3 minutes, 2 seconds off the clock. And the Bears up their lead over Kansas to 28-10. Timeout on the field will step aside. 10:58 to play, third quarter. Bears with the lead over the Jayhawks on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
Jeff Haas Mazda and the Baylor Bears both know what it takes to be number one. Hard work, determination, commitment. The number one Mazda dealer in Texas, Jeff Haas Mazda, is inviting all the Baylor Bear fans listening to visit us for hard-hitting deals on every new Mazda in stock, with fresh inventory hitting the ground daily. And every new Mazda comes with our Jeff Haas
ID when you get a second, John.
Now worth more than ever. We're buying all makes and models. Get our best cash offer in minutes. Jeff Haas Mazda on the Katy Freeway.
Number one based on 2021 sales and stock volume in the Gulf region.
When life gets complicated, Butts Law Firm is your one stop for a wide range of legal needs. Whether you need estate planning documents such as a will, trust, or guardianship, or the appointment of a receiver to handle personal or business assets management and disposal, consumer protection, family-related legal matters, or various business-related issues, we are your community firm. Whether you're planning for the future, navigating a probate, or managing a business, our experienced team is ready to guide you every step of the way. Trust us to provide the legal support you need. Call today. 406-641-BUTZ. That's 406-641-2889. Or come by the Waxahachie office at 301 South Rogers Street, Suite 202, downtown Waxahachie. Come see the difference having a trusted attorney by your side can make. Because at Butts Law Firm, your legal rights are our business.
You're listening to Baylor Football on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
74-yard scoring drive by the Bears. Touchdown by Bryson Washington. That is rushing touchdown number 11 on the season by the redshirt freshman from Franklin. And it puts the Bears up 20-10 over the Jayhawks. Tremendous drive to start the third quarter. I mean, that's what you want, right? That's what you want when you win the toss and defer. You hope you're in a position to make the first possession of the third quarter work in your favor. Baylor definitely did that.
Yeah, and John, they did. And, you know, Kansas actually, they did score on their second drive. They didn't score on their first drive, but they missed the field goal as well. So that kind of put them behind the 8-ball. But Baylor scores, puts a little pressure on this Kansas offense.
Bears kick it away. Jack Stone, 5 yards deep out the back of the end zone. And Kansas will have the ball on the touchback. They'll begin at their own 25, now trailing 28-10. Remember, Kansas sitting at 5-6. Despite playing some of the best football in the Big 12 right now, they need a win today to get a bowl qualifying 6th win. The Bears are looking for their 6th consecutive win to get to 8-4 on the season.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy, John. You can bet that Coach Grimes is going to pull out everything he can here. Kansas had some opportunities.
Here we go for the Jayhawks. Jalen Daniels option pitch to the near side. Devin Neal slowed up and down at the 20. A 5-yard loss on the play. Kyler Jordan got to him, made the tackle of Devin Neal.
Yeah, John, and actually Baylor was -1 on the left side of the formation, and I believe that was Devin Lemire. Now, Devin Lemire made the play, but one of the Baylor safeties back there was just calling somebody to switch formations, switch sides, and actually I think it ended up being Lemire making the tackle. But nevertheless, second down and 14, 15?
Yeah, 14, back to the 21. Jalen Daniels in the shotgun. Takes the snap, looks left, passes left, and overshot Luke Grimm. Incomplete. That's going to leave Kansas 3rd down and 14. Even for the best team in the league on 3rd down conversions, that's a tough ask to get to 3rd and 14.
Well, the quandary for Coach Miranda here is, what do I do? Do I come after Daniels? But I've probably been best when I've let him sit back in the pocket and make some throws. He's made a couple of throws, but he's missed some guys too. So 3rd and 15 here. I don't anticipate Coach Miranda blitzes. I feel like he'll play a lot of the two deep coverage and try to take away that corner route.
Here's the play. Snap back to Jalen Daniels. Nearly trips in the backfield. Flag down. Daniels runs.
Just short.
He's out to the 32.
It's in the area of holding, John, where that flag came in. Either hands, but it's going to be it's going to be a 4th down. Here's the call. Mic's not working, John.
Got mic problems all over the place. Trying to get her going here.
Holding number 70, offense. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
You know what? Let's give Kevin Boitman credit. That was intentional. They were waiting on Coach Aranda to say, you want to take the penalty or want to decline?
Yeah.
Then he turned his mic on and told us about it.
Okay, I got you.
So,
okay.
Way to go.
That's a
Well
veteran
done.
official.
That's a veteran move.
Yeah. So John, that's big, because I mean, I said he's going to have a decision, because, you know, Kansas down 28-10. They may go for this. That's what I was thinking. But Coach Aranda's going to accept the penalty, force him to punt.
Yeah, it was a 10-yard gain on the play, Jeff tells us, but they will set up to punt the ball away. A little bit of a low snap, booted away, high punt, not especially deep. Josh Cameron, fair catch, takes it at the 33. And the Bears have the ball back. Only a 36-yard punt, 9:42 on the clock here in the third quarter. Bears take over offensively, leading 28-10. Wind is, for the moment at least, the wind is out of the sails for these Kansas Jayhawks. Baylor is really, with that first touchdown to start the third quarter, you know, going up by 18 points. Game's not over. There's a long way to go, but things definitely in Baylor's favor.
Well, all of a sudden, John, Bryson's over 100 yards rushing. That happened all of a sudden.
Yeah, 17 carries for 108. He's going to get another carry here. First play of this possession. And he's out to the 44-yard line. I'm sorry, that was Dawson Pendergrass with that carry.
And Dawson's had a really, I mean, he's averaging like 21 yards a carry. That hurt his average. to run that play there. But nevertheless, Baylor, now Kansas has got to start probably taking a few chances, John, with bringing those backers and safeties down into the box.
Second down 4 for the Bears. Pendergrass again. Pinballs around and gets out to the 48-yard line. I think that's going to be enough for a first down. Back-to-back carries by Dawson Pendergrass, sophomore running back out of Alba.
And this is not what you want if you're Coach Leopold for Kansas. You don't want Baylor just to grind this thing and turn it into like a game where, you know, it's 8:53 to go in the third, plenty of time to go against an explosive team like Kansas. But you don't want Baylor just to hand this ball off and grind the game. So expect them to make some defensive blitzes here in a second.
Couple of subs late going off for Kansas. Snap back to Sawyer Robertson. Pass down the line to the right side to Monterey Baldwin. He is through for a first down to the 40-yard line. Well, I tell you, what a day going for Monterey Baldwin. Great play calls. Ricky, you can appreciate that.
Yeah, and that's toughness out of Monterey. I think that's something that he's lacked at some point, but that play was just a tough run.
First down to the 40. Pass near side to Monterey Baldwin. He's to the 30 and decapitated, knocked out of bounds at the 28. So the previous play was Baldwin to the far side of the field. He got up, ran all the way to the near side, and got a pass play to the near side of the field.
Well, John, they have an auto call here, and every time Kansas is going to play that little shell, and they're going to let that stack receiver and not move a defensive back up. They're just going to throw it out there.
Back-to-back 12-yard gains. Here's pressure on Sawyer Robertson. He's going to run forward, and he is hit hard at the 26. And he took a couple of shots there, kind of bent over backwards as he was going down. 2-yard gain. He is he's shaking it off as he comes back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, and I think as Richard Reese comes in to get his first action of the day, I think Sawyer has to just be content that when I'm running, I'm a runner. And right now, you can tell from him, he's just being a little tentative when he runs instead of just saying, I'm going to turn into a runner. But nevertheless, he picks up about 3 yards. Richard Reese next to Sawyer.
On 2nd and 8 from the 25, give to Reese through a hole on the right side, spun around and down at the 20. So a 6-yard gain by Richard Reese. I think his first carry of the day, the junior out of Belleville. Let's go down to Ricky.
Guys, I think you can see that this is worn down at this point. Finally, the Bears have run the ball enough that they're tired. In this quarter for the Bears, so they're really taking advantage of it.
Yeah, that's a great point, Rick.
It is a good point.
The Bears content to grind it out on the ground. Clock continues to count. 6:38 and counting, third quarter, 28-10 Baylor. Snap back to Sawyer Robertson. Underneath, passes it out to the right side to Pendergrass. 10-5, touchdown. Maybe wasn't the first option, but an outstanding option leads to the touchdown. Covering 20 yards, Sawyer Robertson to Dawson Pendergrass through the air for the score that puts Baylor up 34-10.
Well, nice design. Coach went 3-by-1 set, cleared out the backside corner with I think that was Josh, and Pendergrass is one-on-one against a backer, and he just makes the guy miss. Pendergrass, you look at him and you just don't think that guy makes guys miss, but he makes a lot of guys miss, man, and that's a nice throw and catch.
The extra point kick is up and good by Isaiah Hankins. And with 6:25 to play in the third quarter, the Bears have scored on their first 2 possessions of this third period. Now Baylor 35, Kansas 10. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. Back in 10 seconds on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
From the Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Studios, this is KRZI Waco, K222DC Waco, K265DV Temple, ESPN Central Texas.
Timeout on the field, 6:25 to play, third quarter. Baylor 35, Kansas 10. Our coverage continues after this word from your local station.
At H-E-B, we know that game day is about more than the game itself. The taste of victory.
Pretty good start to the second half.
So is the taste of H-E-B jalapeno poppers hot off the grill. Seeing the best players in their prime is something to behold. So is an H-E-B Prime 1 burger that you grilled to perfection. For low prices on all the things that make game day great and delicious, visit H-E-B, your official game day headquarters, or use the Buy H-E-B app to start prepping for game day right away.
Come see why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green alongside her dedicated optometrist and staff. Receive trustworthy insights on your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes and face with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
First Central Credit Union invites you to join our team. Game strategy, earn 5% APY on your money. Enjoy ATM fee refunds and the ability to make deposits 24/7 at our ATMs. You can earn interest and have access to your money. Suit up in a free new member t-shirt. Join our team today at firstcentralcu.com. Everything we do for you. Sick 'em, Bears.
Eligibility and qualifications apply. APY annual percentage yield. Member NCUA.
Stay in the game with Q-Collar, the world's first and only equipment proven to help protect the brain. It's backed by advanced research, built for the modern athlete, and designed to protect your most important asset, your brain. Q-Collar is a proud partner of the Baylor Bears. When it's on, it's on. Learn more and collar up at Q30.com. That's Q30.com.
You're listening to Baylor Football on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Third of his career, caps a 7-play, 62-yard scoring drive by Baylor, 3:17 off the clock. So the Bears have 2 touchdown scoring drives to start this third quarter. Kansas has 1 3-and-out series, and that's it. Kind of the opposite almost. Well, Houston didn't score touchdowns, but remember how they dominated the third quarter last week?
Yes.
But didn't get any points out of it.
Right.
Baylor's dominating this third quarter today, and they've got 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, John, it's really been, really got the running game going. Bryson over 100 now. You see Dawson. That wasn't, as they kicked this ball off, this is not going to be returnable. While that was not a run play to Dawson, it's almost like an extended run play. So, you get him out to the flat, you just throw it to him out in the flat, and he makes a guy miss and scores a touchdown.
Baylor now with rushing yardage-wise, 147 rushing, 272 passing, so 419 yards total offense for the Bears right now. Kansas sitting at 307. Very balanced, 152 passing, 155 rushing for the Jayhawks. They've got the ball back. They have run exactly 3 plays in this third quarter, which has 6:25 remaining. On the touchback, they'll begin from their own 25. It is a snap back and then a pitch back to the quarterback, and Daniels will hit Grimm open down the right sideline. So they snapped the ball to Devin Neal. He pitched it back to Jalen Daniels, almost like an option pitch. Meanwhile, Luke Grimm was streaking down the right sideline, and a huge gain to the Baylor 27. 49-yard gain on that play. So there you go, reaching deep into whatever you have left for Kansas. Now's the time to pull it out and use it.
Yeah, just a blown coverage. The deep safety just can't trigger that fast. But Kansas in scoring territory already.
From the 27, Devin Neal. He's going to break a tackle and then just pulled down at the 14-yard line. Nearly took that one all the way, did Devin Neal.
And this is when you can't lose focus. I mean, because this Kansas offense is explosive. I mean, I don't expect them not to make a run at the Baylor offense as well. So I mean, you got to make sure that defensively you stay disciplined, as they need chunks quickly. So they're gonna right now go in a little sugar huddle right now and come out to in a one-back set.
13-yard run on that previous play. Jalen Daniels, the receiver around, running to the left side, blockers in front of him to the 10, to the 5. Into the end zone, touchdown Lawrence Arnold. So Kansas scores quickly following the Baylor touchdown. That's a 14-yard touchdown run by Lawrence Arnold. And anybody who thought the game was over when it was 35-10 would be sadly mistaken. Still a lot of time left and a very potent Kansas offense, and an offense or a team that is very motivated to try to get to bowl eligibility today.
Yeah, John, they're pulling out everything. And early when I saw them snap the ball to Neal and they brought Jalen Daniels on like a zone-looking play, So you'll see something like that again. It's a little different set. They did the same thing in the spring, that deep throw, but quick touchdown by Kansas and narrows that gap.
Extra point kick is good by Tabor Allen. And with 5:03 on the clock in the third quarter, that was a crisp 3-play, 75-yard scoring drive by the Jayhawks. 1 minute, 22 seconds off the clock. Our new score, Baylor 35, Kansas 17. We'll take a break and be right back on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hey Baylor fans, group experiences are back for the 2024 football season. Fans can purchase exclusive experiences online and on the Baylor Sports app. Baylor football experiences include on-field photos, sideline access during warm-ups, tunnel access during the team runout, an in-game radio booth experience with the voice of the Bears, a birthday bash, and so much more. There is limited availability, so purchase your experience today at BaylorBears.com/group experiences or the Baylor Sports app to lock in your one-of-a-kind game day experience today.
This season, beat the holiday rush and shop Astound.com for bigger deals, bigger savings, and bigger internet. For a limited time, get Astound Internet for only $20 a month for 2 years. Plus, add 5G unlimited Astound Mobile free for 12 months. Our award-winning fiber-powered internet can handle it all. Faster streaming, better gaming, and secure online shopping. Lock in bigger savings than ever before at Astound.com. Restrictions apply. See Astound.com for details.
The Black Friday sales event at Allen Samuels in Waco has huge savings. Get a 2024 Wagoneer or Grand Wagoneer Series 3 and get a whopping dealer discount of $15,000 plus 3.9% financing for 72 months. That's right, 3.9 for 72 months. Or drive off in a 24 Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland or Limited 4XE and save $12,000 plus see if you qualify for $7,500 federal tax deduction. Hurry, only at Allen Samuels in Waco during the Black Friday sales event. First responders get an extra $500.
Come by. Let's be friends.
Looking to connect with Baylor alums in your area? Baylor alumni can help. Looking to host a watch party in your city? Baylor alumni can get you started. Want to step out in your community and serve with other alums? Baylor alumni is your connection with the university and each other. Let's get started. Learn how at baylor.edu/alumni.
You're listening to Baylor Football. Baylor Football on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor Big 12 football brought to you in part by Toyota. Baylor fans, enter for your chance to win a 2025 Toyota Tundra and the Tundra Game Day Giveaway. Visit GulfStatesToyota.com to find out more. Toyota is a proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Brought to you by Baylor Scott & White Health, the official healthcare provider of Baylor Athletics. By Pepsi. Hey, Bears fans, this football season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for football watching. Pepsi, that's what I like. Proud partner of Baylor Bears football. And brought to you by H-E-B, today's game sponsor. H-E-B, here everything's better. Jayhawks to kick it off after a 3-play, 75-yard scoring drive. We're talking about the Bears dominating the third quarter, and all of a sudden, Kansas just ripped off a 75-yard drive for a touchdown.
They're going to try to eventually steal a possession, John. And
Pooch kick again, same spot. Matthew Kloffenstein makes the catch. I think right at the same spot, the 26-yard line again. They got that one down. But a fair catch called for, and the Bears will take over right there. 5:03 on the clock here in the third quarter.
And right now, Baylor's gotten that running game going this afternoon. 17 carries, 108 yards for Bryce Washington, 4 for 52 for Dawson Pendergrass. And they got to get it going. They want to slow this game down a little bit. By that, what I mean, not go call play slowly, but you want to run the ball and milk those possessions.
All right, 5:03, third quarter. Handoff Richard Reese. Tries to bump to the outside. Gets by one man. Second one pushes him out of bounds. No gain on the play. Bumped out right at the 26-yard line.
And this is a huge set of series. Not the whole series, John, but these first set of 3 plays here. Baylor really needs a first down. Kansas got a quick touchdown. Exactly what they needed. Baylor needs now just to get that first down.
Snap back to Sawyer Robertson. Pass over the middle. Diving catch is made by Hal Presley at the 35.
Just short.
So that is a 9-yard gain. Bears looking at 3rd and 1 coming up.
And that's a nice little read, just like a little split read. Hal Presley outside. He works to the void in the zone between the safety and linebacker. He sits down. And then Sawyer reads if they're going to take the little flare out by Richard Reese. They throw it to Hal Presley. Now it's 3rd and 1. You bring in Bryson Washington.
Need 1 for the first down. Give to Bryson Washington. He's got the yard, got a couple extra. So first down Bears out to the 38-yard line. They convert on 3rd down and 1.
And sometimes you can see Kansas defensive linemen. They have some really athletic linemen. These guys laterally play pretty quickly, but they play around blocks. And sometimes when you play around blocks and you have a guy who hits the hole pretty quickly, like Bryson, if you guess wrong, you leave the gap. And that's what happened on that play. The defensive tackle played around a block.
New set of downs for the Bears. Richard Reese back in. He gets the carry. He's got a little hole on the left side. Darts through there. He's out to the 41-yard line. 3-yard gain on the play. Clock continues to count down now at 3 minutes, 10 seconds in the 3rd quarter. Baylor leading 35-17.
And that's what Baylor needs. Need that first down. Good Sawyer read earlier by Sawyer. Good job by Richard Reese just moving forward, get about 3 yards.
Reese remains in the backfield. 2 receivers to either side. Now Reese breaks out in motion. He's going to get the pass out in the right flat to the 40-45 and out of bounds at about the 46. So that'll be 2 yards short coming up for Baylor.
It's a nice little swing pass. They just swing it out to Richard Reese, and then that gets you to 3rd and about 2 or 3, and let's say a full 2. And they sub Richard out, put Bryson in, and they're going to bleed another 40, 35 seconds off the clock here, John. And they're going to show empty, but I have the feeling that Bryson's going to work his way back into that backfield.
Yeah, it is empty right now. Michael Trigg in a slot to the near side. I don't think Trigg's caught a pass today. Snap back to Sawyer Robertson, swinging out to Bryson Washington. Flag is down, bounces off one would-be tackler, and he's all the way to the 43-yard line, but let's check the flag.
Is that the snap? Now, it may have been legal formation.
Illegal shift on the offense. 2 players in motion and not resetting. 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
Yeah, that's just this mechanical area. I couldn't see, John. I have to look and see who it was, but they did have Bryson that was out there. It looks like they were set. Then he moved back to the backfield, and Sawyer just has his hands out like who was moving. But
the foul was on number 4 and number 30.
There's your answer.
So, yeah, so Monterey, that's really on Monterey, because Monterey has to get set and stay set, because Bryson was set. And if you move a little bit, then that means Bryson has to reset again, and he went in motion. But nevertheless, now Baylor is a 3rd down and 7 here with a 3-by-1 set look here. Kansas going to bring pressure on the blitz.
On 3rd down and 7, here they come. Sawyer Robertson steps up. He's going to run for it. He stretches. He's got the first down. He didn't slide that time. If he had slid, he might have been marked short. But he gets out to the 49-yard line, and he needed the 48 for the first down, and he got it.
And, John, that's the Sawyer we love right there. I mean, like, this is the last game of the season until the bowl game. So, you know, at this point, you don't want to try to just put your full body at risk, but he had to go get it. Very important. He felt the moment that I need to get the first down, 1st and 10.
Great decision-making by Sawyer Robertson. 1st and 10 from the 49. Hand off Bryson. Washington, big hole to the 30, 20, to the 10, to the 5. Did he get in? He's at the goal line. He is stopped just short of a long touchdown run. Wow, Bryson Washington, 50-yard run. It is spotted at the 1-yard line.
Well, John, that play by Sawyer, that play was set up by Sawyer. Sawyer gets that first down. Then that keeps the Kansas defense on the field, John, and Bryson splits between those 2 guards.
Here from the 1, Bryson Washington has his number called again. Doesn't look like he got in on that play.
No, John. I mean, they want to leave him in, let him get the touchdown. They're probably going to put Bryson. I mean, they're going to probably put Dawson in. But I think Bryson just used a lot of gas to run that 50 yards, Ricky.
Yeah, it looked like he was in, man. I don't know about y'all, but I was really trying to help him get in on the long run.
Ricky, who's been dodging players on the sidelines, doing a good job of that, trying to help Bryson Washington get that touchdown. 2nd and goal. Ball spotted inside the 1. Give to Washington. Touchdown, standing up. Let him finish off that touchdown drive. Bryson Washington runs it in. And the Bears are over 40 points today on Senior Day against Kansas. Now 41-17 Bears.
Well, John, on that, I thought Bryson was not going to have enough gas, but Coach left him in and said, I'm going to get you this TD instead of bringing in Dawson. And it was just a nice series, and that's a really series what you needed to do. You need to have that series to cover up that Kansas score so they don't feel any momentum and to feel like they have an opportunity.
Huge drive to cover up that touchdown. Extra point is good by Isaiah Hankins. Isaiah, Camp's dad. He and his wife Sadie had the baby on October 25th. The great-grandparents are David and Shirley Lake, the great Baylor family, and Isaiah Hankins with the extra point puts Baylor up 42-17 on Kansas with 7 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Yeah, that's a 21-point 3rd quarter by the Bears. 3 touchdown drives.
Yeah, John, I just think offensively, Baylor, you can tell how irritated Coach Aranda was. He was irritated. I think he was irritated in the sense that, hey, look, we have opportunities. We know we can move the ball against this team, and for some reason we're having to rely on a turnover to move it, and that's not what he wants. And I think what you saw coming out of that second half is like Baylor being aggressive. And really, folks, I think it's really what saw you. I think people don't understand as a quarterback, when you have one of those games where you win, but you just don't play that good and you just didn't see it clearly, that next week it takes some massaging to get you back to where you were. And I think that's what that first half was he was, like he said, Coach Randall said, he's seen things that are not there. You just want to be really careful. But Baylor's really jumped out on Kansas.
Here's the kickoff by Jack Stone. This one may be returnable. It calls for the fair catch at the 5-yard line. So they'll bring it out, and we'll begin with the touchback at the 25-yard line. Now 212 yards rushing by the Bears today.
Wow.
286 passing, 498 total for the Bears with 7 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
And that was another thing, John, that was huge about that drive, is it really milked the rest of that 3rd quarter because Kansas scored quickly.
Well, remember at 5:03 on the clock, they used 4:56 of that 5:03.
Right.
So 4:minute 56-second drive, 9 plays, 74 yards. Kansas from their 25. Jalen Daniels fakes the handoff, passes, caught out on the right flat to the 50, to the 45, to the 43-yard line. It's Jared Casey, the senior tight end. And that was a big gain on the final play of the 3rd quarter for the Jayhawks, who are not going away. But as we go to the 4th quarter, our score, Baylor 42, Kansas 17. Back with the 4th quarter after this on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
At H-E-B, we know that game day is about more than the game itself. The taste of victory is unparalleled, but so is the taste of H-E-B jalapeno poppers hot off the grill. Seeing the best players in their prime is truly something to behold. So is an H-E-B Prime 1 burger that you grilled to perfection. For low prices on all the things that make game day great and delicious, visit H-E-B, your official game day headquarters, or use the Buy H-E-B app to start prepping for game day right away.
Hey football fans, Kyle Sotrano here with George's Restaurant Bar and Catering to invite you to experience game days with George's this season. Join us at George's before or after the game for some signature Big O cocktails. Or come watch every second unfold on our 200-inch TV screens. Hosting a tailgater party? Let George's cater with our party packaging meals, perfect for feeding your crew. Swing by for breakfast, lunch, or dinner at either of our locations. George's number 1 at 1925 Spade Avenue or George's number 2 at 1201 Hewitt Drive. And make plans to try out Jorge's Cantina this season, the latest addition to the George's family, with authentic Mexican cuisine, fresh seafood, and tequila cocktails galore.
Come see for yourself and sick 'em Bears.
First Central Credit Union is cheering for the Bears. Our team advantages are 5% APY free reward checking. Enjoy ATM free refunds and be on the winning side with direct deposits 2 days early. Huddle up with First Central to make deposits 24/7 at our ATMs and suit up in a free new member t-shirt. Visit online at firstcentralcu.com. Everything we do for you.
Eligibility and application requirements apply. APY equals annual percentage yield. Member NCUA.
You're listening to Baylor Football on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor 42, Kansas 17. JJ, a lot of offensive numbers by both teams today. What are some of the numbers through 3 quarters today?
Well, John, a lot of offense. 498 for the Baylor Bears, 414 for Kansas. Well, the difference really has been those 2 turnovers by Kansas and the missed field goal. That's really made a big difference. Sawyer Robertson's 20 of 26 for 286 yards and 4 touchdowns. Yeah, 4 touchdowns. And Jalen Daniels, while he's not as efficient, 10 of 18. Those 10 completions have gone for 232 yards. No touchdown passes. Does have 1 interception on that overthrow in that first half. Devin Neal, leading rusher in Kansas history. 18 carries for 125 yards and a score. I know they're going to throw the ball quite a bit, but Neal still has to be part of that game plan. Bryson Washington, he's matched Neal, if not more. 21 carries, 162 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dawson Pendergrass, 4 carries for 52 yards. Josh Cameron, 8 catches, 102 yards, followed by Monterey Baldwin, 6 catches, 114 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Hal Presley, 3 for 32. Quentin Skinner is the leading receiver for Kansas, 3 catches for 77 yards. Both teams, while explosive on offense, Baylor 10 of 13 on third down, Kansas 5 of 9, which matches kind of what their season has been. And right now, John, time of possession, 18 minutes and 34 seconds because Kansas scores pretty fast. Baylor's at 26 minutes, 26 seconds. And the big difference between the 2 teams is the 2 turnovers by Kansas, none by Baylor.
So 42-17, Bears lead it over the Jayhawks, switch ends. Kansas with the ball. It's a 32-yard connection from Jalen Daniels to Jared Casey. That big play, final play of the 3rd quarter, has Kansas at the Baylor 48 to begin this 4th quarter. Turned into a sun-splashed, cool afternoon here at McLean Stadium. Snap back to Jalen Daniels. A lot of time. Passes wide open is Grimm on the far sideline. Defensive back fell down. The pass led him out of bounds. He stepped out of bounds at the 20. But man, oh man, he was so wide open. 23-yard gain.
Yeah, John, he's just running a crosser. And Caden Jenkins, who's, I guess, in man on that, just falls down. When he falls down, luckily for Baylor, Grimm steps out of bounds, and in 2 quick plays, and Kansas is at the Baylor 20-yard line. And Baylor still hadn't figured out how to keep this Kansas passing game at bay here in the second half.
They've got it at the Baylor 20-yard line. Just underway, 4th quarter. Snap back to Daniels. Daniels fakes the handoff, fires over the middle. It is intercepted! Baylor got the interception in the end zone. It's Devin Bobby with the pick. 3rd takeaway by the Bears today.
Well, Ricky, I'm not sure what you're seeing, but I mean, right there, I just don't know what Jalen was seeing on that throw.
Well, I don't either, but I tell you what, that was a much tougher interception than the one he let go through his hands at West Virginia. If you guys remember, ended up being a touchdown. That was a great play, went airborne to catch it. I think his foot was down. He hit one of our defenders. We'll see, but I think that's a good play.
Yeah, I do see now. I go back. I see what Jalen Daniels. He saw Quentin Skinner running left to right on a post, but he never did identify Devin Bobby, who is the left safety, who was just watching his eyes. He's looking to the left, his left the whole time, and Devin Bobby's just watching him and does a great job of just going up and high pointing the ball. And it looks like John, he does get a foot down. He does get a foot down before he goes out. 1st down, 10 for Baylor.
Bears take over at the 20-yard line following the interception in the end zone. Monterey Baldwin in motion left to right. Sawyer Robertson takes the snap. Pass behind Michael Trigg and incomplete. Slant from the left side. Let's go down to Ricky Thompson.
JJ, that's one of those that Sawyer forced. He had 6, 7, 8 yards each running straight, wide open in the middle. Everybody had their back to the line of scrimmage. that's one Sawyer needs to learn, just to take off, get what you can, and then go down.
Yeah, Rick is right there, and Sawyer's gonna look at that one and want it back, but 2nd and 10.
From the 20-yard line, 42-17 Baylor. 3-0 takeaway advantage for the Bears today. Robertson sprays it out to the left side to Bryson Washington, out across the 30. He's got a first down at the 33, 34-yard line. Nice little safety valve pass there, isn't it? Bryson Washington limping a little bit as he comes back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he's got a little hitch in his giddy up. Doesn't look too bad, but he does have hitching. That's a nice check down Sawyer. Sawyer just swings it out to his left and outflanks the Kansas defense, and easy pickup.
14-yard gain on the play. Give it to Bryson Washington. Runs it up the middle, spins out of one tackle, and he's out to the 41-yard line. So a 7-yard gain by Bryson Washington. Getting close to 1,000 for the season for Bryson Washington. We'll keep a count on that. He's got 169 rushing today. What a day for Bryson Washington. That includes 2 touchdowns. 2nd down and 3 from the 41. Pass down the line to Monterey Baldwin, near side. He is out of bounds at the 46. That's enough for another Baylor first down.
I'll tell you, they've gone to those wide receiver quick screens multiple times, and it must be something they're seeing on tape, because I tell you, they'll just go like a zone look. And if Kansas doesn't move one of their inside, probably star player out that way, they're just getting the ball out quickly. They have Josh Cameron, nice-sized receivers, or Hal Presley blocking, and sometimes Trigg. And Monterey and Ashton have benefited from that, mostly Monterey. We hadn't seen Ashton in a while.
Oh, goodness. Now back to Robertson, gives the ball to Bryson Washington again. Counter play there, and he's into Kansas territory at the 48-yard line. Well, that offensive line, let's give those guys a lot of credit. That is really where Baylor, in large part, turned their season around. The change in the offensive line and their play. Sidney Fugar at left tackle, Ryan Lingell at left guard, Colton Price at center, Omar Ibedion at right guard, and Campbell Barrington at right tackle. Here's Bryson Washington again. Certainly give credit to those backs who have run really well, but, man, they can't do it without those guys up front doing their job.
They can, John, and right now they're going to give Bryson. Bryson needs to come out. Bryson, he's not 100% right now. I mean, he's still able to play, but you can tell he just doesn't have that explosion. I think he's trying to get to his numbers. Nothing that looks real wild, but right now Dawson's going to come in. It's 3rd down and right at about 2. And you got to bet here. If I'm Sawyer, Coach probably give me a shot, but I'm going to get 2 shots here this first down.
Dawson Pendergrass put him in there, threw a hole on the left side to the 35, to the 30, and down inside the 30-yard line. Ricky, what a great 1-2 punch. Bryson Washington goes out, enter Dawson Pendergrass.
Yeah, it was a great run, but maybe even better than that, he held onto the ball. Somebody came from the backside and hit his arm. Blind side, would have easily been a fumble, but he did a great job just holding on to that football.
Wow. 18 yards on the carry by Dawson Pendergrass. Bears have a new set of downs at the Kansas 28. Sawyer Robertson, time in the pocket, now is hit from behind, and the pass is incomplete. Getting to him was Dylan Woodkey. Woodkey, the backup defensive end from Miamisburg, Ohio. Got the hit on the blind side of Sawyer Robertson.
You know, that one, Sawyer got a little greedy. He was holding that ball for a while. That was, that was a late pressure. And John, I think if you notice, I mean, Ashton Hawkins, after he made a nice play early in the game, he came out shaking his hand and went to the sideline. He's on the sideline without his helmet. We've seen a lot of Monterey tonight.
All right, 2nd down and 10 for the Bears. Pendergrass again. Tries to bump to the outside. He is down after, they may spot that. No gain for Dawson Pendergrass. So no gain, and that'll leave the Bears 3rd down and 10 from the 28.
Yeah, right now, I mean, Baylor, of course, anytime you get out here, you're just trying to, you need points. You want points, because especially it's an explosive team. But right now, Sawyer has to be smart. I want to start using clock, really use the time clock, and be smart with the ball, up 42-17.
3rd down, 10 play. Sawyer Robertson. Screen over the middle. It's caught. Kloffenstein has it, and he is knocked down short of the marker. He is down at the 23. So he got about half of it. Bears are looking at 4th down and 5. We hadn't had a 4th down opportunity today for the Bears, and we're not going to do it here. We're going to have a field goal attempt coming by Isaiah Hankins.
Yeah, well, Baylor's forced, Kansas to go down to they got a lot of veterans at the secondary. Taylor Davis, redshirt freshman, made that tackle, but we're going to have Isaiah here try right at about a 40, let's say call it a 41-yard field goal attempt.
Good snap, good hold. The left-footed Isaiah Hankins, plenty of distance, and it is good. So the drive that began with the interception in the end zone by Devin Bobby ends with a field goal of 41 yards by Isaiah Hankins. And the Bears up their lead on the Jayhawks with 9:31 to play in the 4th quarter. Now Baylor 45, Kansas 17. We're back after this word from Toyota.
Welcome to the Make It Jingle with Kris Kringle podcast. Today we're talking to Jan from Toyota, all about Toyotathon.
Hi!
So, tell me about Toyotathon.
Well, from now until January 6th is the perfect time to get a new Camry, RAV4, Highlander, and more.
Oh, how exciting! So what can you do in a new Toyota this holiday season?
With a new RAV4, you can go snowboarding with your friends.
I love dashing through the snow.
Take a Camry to a tree lighting ceremony.
Sounds merry and bright.
Or even load up the family in a Highlander to go ice skating.
What a jolly good time. So, Dan, got any red Tacomas? After my big job, I'm taking the missus down to Florida to go surfing.
Florida? I'm there.
Dealer inventory may vary. Current offers on these vehicles end December 2nd. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 6th. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places. During Toyotathon, qualified buyers can get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on a rugged new 2025 Tundra. Offer available in select states only.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB Your Bank for Life. Member FDIC.
If you need a trailer, Flat Rock Trailers has got you covered. From light-duty single-axle utility trailers to the Big Tex tandem duals. We also carry a full line of enclosed cargo trailers. Need a motorcycle trailer? We've got them. Need a dump trailer? We've got the largest selection in the state. Oilfield trailers? We carry a full line of Big Tex trailers to handle all your needs. Trailer repairs? We repair all makes and models. We'll even rent you a trailer if you need to use one for a day. Flat Rock Trailers, your #1 source for all your trailer needs. Find us at flatrocktrailers.com.
You're listening to Baylor Football on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Pizza Hut and Baylor have partnered to bring you the Book It Bear program. We're rewarding students with a free personal pan pizza for reaching individual reading goals. Learn more at bookitprogram.com and read like a bear with Pizza Hut. Also thanks to HEB, the 2024 Baylor football season, which is becoming very memorable, is presented by HEB. HEB, today's game sponsor. Here, everything's better. 11-play, 57-yard scoring drive by the Bears. How about that? Run 11 plays. JJ 4:42 off the clock. Ends with a 40-yard field goal. And the Bears up their lead to 45-17 over Kansas. Run some clock in the process.
Yeah, John, time is your best friend right now. As much time as you can use. You really don't need any more points. You just need time to run off that clock.
Jack Stone's been a busy man for the Bears today. Another kickoff, another touchback. Kansas will have the ball at their own 25-yard line. The Bears hold on and win this game, and they're up 45-17 with 9:31 to go. Would be a 6th consecutive win for Baylor.
Wow.
Would be their longest win streak since the 2019 season. Started 9-0 that year.
And now the big deal for the safeties, I'm just keeping everything in front of me.
Jalen Daniels takes the snap, pass underneath. It is caught. That is Jared Casey again. Watch out, Casey all the way out to midfield. And just a short, about a 10-yard pass maybe. Yards after the catch gets him out to the 50.
Yeah, when you can play 2 deep zone. Right there, Baylor's playing 2 deep zone. You want the safety drop, but you don't want your backers to bail too far. They ought to bail about 15 yards and work their way up. In the second level, there's really wasn't anybody there. And Casey just comes from left to right, catches it, there's nobody there, and then he puts a spin move on 3 dudes. And Coach Rand is going to have a heart attack on the sideline.
That's right. He doesn't really care what the score is, right? He wants him to play the game.
Right.
25-yard gain to the 50-yard line. Here's Jalen Daniels, option to the left side, does not pitch it. He keeps it, and he is planted in the turf at the 45-yard line.
Well, for Baylor, you really don't mind when Kansas runs the ball. And then effectively, the Baylor offense is taking Devin Neal out of the game. Devin Neal, at halftime, I think he's got 125 yards rushing. I think he had that about at halftime, maybe a few less. But we hadn't seen much of Devin Neal since then.
Yeah, we really haven't in a while seen Devin Neal, 5th leading rusher in the Big 12. 2nd and 5, Jalen Daniels. Back in the pocket, he's going to run. Watch out to the 40, 30, and slides down inside the 30-yard line. Big run there. Good option by quarterback Jalen Daniels. They'll spot it at the 29. 16-yard carry by the Kansas quarterback.
And you can see, this Kansas offense is very diverse. They create a bunch of problems. Coach Grimes, when he has his running game going like he does early, then he has, some weapons on the outside. It really creates problems, a lot of misdirection. And then you have a mobile quarterback like Jalen Daniels.
First down at the 29. Savion Morrison in the backfield. Jalen Daniels to throw. Right sideline, ball in the air. It is knocked incomplete. Well played in the air. Ricky, that's an area Coach Aranda keeps talking about, playing the ball better in the air. That was a good example of improvement there.
Yeah, that allows you to play man coverage. Caden Jenkins did a great job turning around, looking for the ball. He had the hand on the receiver, knocked the ball away. That's perfect man-to-man coverage on the deep ball.
Well done by Caden Jenkins. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Jayhawks from the Baylor 29. 7 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock here in the 4th quarter. 45-17, Baylor leads. Pressure on Jalen Daniels. Pass over the middle, but dropped. Devin Neal, the intended receiver, right over the middle.
Yeah, it's a nice little design. They put Devin Neal in the slot to the left, and then he kind of came in motion. And he's acting like he was going to just come in and block, but he works all the way left to right, and then he just comes back. And if he catches that, he probably scores. It was going to be a screen, and he dropped it. Now Baylor's going to have Kansas a 3rd down and 10. They're going to go for it on 4th down if they don't get it. 3rd downs, they're 5 of 9, so still ahead of where they've been all season. And Baylor's not going to let them behind them, so 3 by 1 set.
Here we go, 3rd down and 10 from the 29. Jalen Daniels will hand it off to Neal. He is spilled at the 20. It'll be a yard short. And really, Baylor was fortunate to get him tackled there. Looked like Neal might have a path all the way to the end zone.
Man, and Matt's down.
The Baylor player is down at the end of the play. Ooh, and that is Matt Jones. Grasping his right knee. Hate to see that with Matt Jones. Both teams will go to their respective sidelines as Matt Jones is attended to. It's going to be a full timeout with 7:01 on the clock. 4th quarter, we'll step aside. Baylor leading 45-17 over the Kansas Jayhawks on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Jeff Haas Mazda and the Baylor Bears.
All right, and that'll leave you 1 for the 2-minute.
Hard work, determination. The #1 Mazda dealer in Texas, Jeff Haas Mazda, is inviting all the Baylor Bear fans listening to visit us for hard-hitting deals on every new Mazda in stock, with fresh inventory hitting the ground daily. And every new Mazda comes with our Jeff Haas Advantage plan. Plus, your trade is now worth more than ever. We're buying all makes and models. Get our best cash offer in minutes. Jeff Haas Mazda on the Katy Freeway.
#1 based on 2021 sales and stock volume in the Gulf region.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
This is Elise McGee with Baylor Volleyball, and this is my story. Trying to balance faith, school, and volleyball has felt at times impossible. Having people around you that point you to God and His truth, I feel, is something unique at Baylor. God surrounded me with coaches, teammates, professors, and staff that intertwine Him in our daily lives. My name is Elise McGee, and this is my Champions Tribune.
Read more Champions Tribune at BaylorBears.com.
Baylor alumni are more than 160,000 strong. When we all join hands to support our university, we don't just move the needle, we move mountains. Working together, we create life-changing opportunities for students on the field, in the classroom, in the laboratory, and in life for generations to come. So get connected. Get involved. Learn how at baylor.edu/alumni.
You're listening to Baylor Football on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Last play, the 6th-year Baylor linebacker from Odessa Permian. He is one tough West Texan. He finally got up and sort of limped off to the near sideline, so hopefully he is all right. What a senior season going for Matt Jones, second leading tackler for the Bears, 8.5 tackles per game. He is the 3rd leading tackler in the Big 12.
Wow.
Right behind his teammate, Keaton Thomas, who's the 2nd leading tackler in the Big 12.
Yeah, just when he went for the tackle, it was just kind of odd position. His leg got in, but the good news is he did get up, and he's out of the game right now. Looks like I think this is that's who they got in for. Is that Brooks Miller? They got Brooks Miller in for him. But 4th down and 1 here. And, got to figure Kansas, they're going to be intent on just make sure they get this first down. 7 minutes and 1 second to go in the game. But if you're Baylor, you got to be watchful for a little quick play action as they come out of the sugar huddle.
All right, here they are, 4th down and 1 from the 20. Hand off, Devin Neal, he's stopped.
He didn't get it.
They stopped him on 4th down and 1. The defense rises up. The ball will go over on downs to the Bears as Devin Neal is stopped on 4th down and 1 at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, John, it was hard to tell who was in there, but I know Jackie Marshall, Trevin Maai was in there. I mean, you had really the whole up the front just did a great job of not getting pushed out of position and making a play. But Trevin Maai and, of course, Jackie was in on that as well. So great stand there by the Baylor defense.
Huge play, stopping Devin Neal. In fact, lost about a half a yard on that play. So ball goes over on downs. Bears have it at their own 20-yard line with 6:45 to go in the 4th quarter. Snap back to Sawyer Robertson. Give the ball to Bryson Washington, who's back out there. Piled, stopped at the 25, 26 is where they'll give him progress. So that is 5 yards on the carry. Bryson Washington now 6 shy of 1,000 for the season. You think that's why he's back out there?
Yeah, I got 100% feeling that's why he's back out there, trying to get it for him. And you can bet the coaches are fully aware of where he needs to be.
2nd down and 5 for the Bears. Give again to Bryson Washington. Pushes forward. This time stopped at the 29-yard line. So 3 yards on that carry. It'll be 3rd down and 2 coming up.
Bryson's this offensive line and this just kind of this metamorphosis of this Baylor offense has been something to watch. And Bryson's been a big part of that as he tries to close in. As he's closing in on 1,000 yards. Baylor facing a 3rd down and about 2 here. Really productive on 3rd downs. They're 11 of 15.
Wow. That's a huge day on 3rd downs. Give to Bryson Washington again. 1st down and more. He's across the 35. And that should do it. Bryson Washington over 1,000 yards on the season. What an outstanding season going for Bryson Washington, and it's not over. He's coming out of the game as he tops 1,000 on the year.
Yeah, John, I think he's done. I think this is going to be Dawson Richards' run for the rest of the day. get him to that number in the regular season. He's been you got to remember, he missed the first 2 games of the year, so he got that 1,000 yards in 10 games.
Wow. Tremendous season, tremendous day today. He does go out. Dawson Pendergrass is in. Hand it off to him, left side. Yard gain to the 37. 4:40 and counting, fourth quarter. 45-17. Baylor with the lead over Kansas. Kansas scored, had the lead early in this game, 7-0 over the Bears. Baylor answered and has kept scoring to build the lead to 45-17.
Yeah, John, coming into this thing, I was thinking you need to be at around 438 just to win it. And Kansas, just a few miscues, a couple turnovers, missed field goal, lost the momentum.
Pendergrass again. Bears content to keep it on the ground and run the clock. He's across the 40 to the 41. Let's go down to Ricky Thompson.
Hey guys, Coach Aranda's been upset. Several of these ball games that have actually been blowouts, giving up late touchdowns. That 4th and 1 stop, actually 4th and less than 1, is exactly what he's been looking for. So maybe that's going to be a positive, other than giving up that 500 yards that they did. But that was a huge stop late in the game where they could have easily given up a touchdown.
That's a good point, Ray. That's a real good point. And Coach don't mind giving up yards if you don't give up points. Oh, he's offside.
Kansas jumped offside. Sawyer Robertson pass near sideline, incomplete. Jacob Porter, the intended receiver on the near sideline, the freshman from Lorena.
Trying to give him a little action.
Offside, number 46, defense. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
I'm going to put a few subs up front, John, and they're trying to give Jaden Porter, the freshman, really talented freshman out of Lorena, try to give him a little action. He just wasn't. I don't think he knew that was kind of an automatic call where the guy jumps off sides. You just run that fade and go get the ball. But nevertheless, first down, 10.
On the penalty, ball moved forward to the 46-yard line. Sawyer Robertson gives to Pendergrass. Pendergrass through the hole, 45 to the 40-yard line. There was not much hole there, but Dawson Pendergrass doesn't need much. He's all the way to the 40. That is a 14-yard carry by Pendergrass. And the Bears are nearing 600 yards of offense in this game today. With that play now at 589 total.
Yeah, you know, reality has begun to set, and it started setting in, John, when Kansas couldn't stop Baylor, but they know there won't be any bowl game this year for a team that went 9-4 last year, won a guaranteed rate bowl. It's got to be disappointing.
Pendergrass again. Squirts forward to the 36-yard line on the carry. Yeah, and really high expectations for this Kansas team. Picked 4th in the preseason poll.
A lot of young
there are wholesale subs coming in now. Give a round of applause to these guys coming off, like Sawyer Robertson. That'll put Nate Bennett in at quarterback for the Bears with 2:22 to go. Take a bow, Sawyer Robertson. What a great season he has put together leading this Baylor team. He gets a fist bump from Jake Spavital. Let's give Spavital a pat on the back as well. Here's the snap back to Nate Bennett. Gives to Jamal Bell in the backfield. He's to the 36-yard gain there.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Will get us to the 2-minute timeout. 2 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Baylor 45, Kansas 17. Back with the finish after this on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
When life gets complicated, Butts Law Firm is your one stop for a wide range of legal needs. Whether you need estate planning documents such as a will, trust, or guardianship, or the appointment of a receiver to handle personal or business assets management and disposal, consumer protection, family-related legal matters, or various business-related issues, we are your community firm. Whether you're planning for the future, navigating a probate, or managing a business, our experienced team is ready to guide you every step of the way. Trust us to provide the legal support you need. Call today. 406-641-BUTZ. That's 406-641-2889. Or come by the Waxahachie office at 301 South Rogers Street, Suite 202, downtown Waxahachie. Come see the difference having a trusted attorney by your side can make. Because at Butts Law Firm, your legal rights are our business.
Score big savings during truck season at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Right now, get discounts on our lineup of powerful Chevy Silverados. Save on SUVs too, like the reliable Chevy Suburban or the stylish Tahoe and the Chevy Blazer EV. Hurry! The first 100 to take a test drive this month will receive a 6-pack of Dr. Pepper and a chance to win a year's supply free. Ask for details.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
Stay in the game with Q-Collar, the world's first and only equipment proven to help protect the brain. It's backed by advanced research, built for the modern athlete, and designed to protect your most important asset, your brain. Q-Collar is a proud partner of the Baylor Bears. When it's on, it's on. Learn more and collar up at Q30.com. That's Q30.com.
You're listening to Baylor Football. Baylor Football on the Baylor Sport
ID when you get a sec, John.
Network.
Bears with the ball and the lead, 45-17 over Kansas. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
From the Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Studios, this is KRZI Waco, K222DC Waco, K265DV Temple, ESPN Central Texas.
2 minutes on the clock, 45-17 Bears. Coach Aranda has emptied the bench, so to speak. A lot of subs in there, which is fun to see at the end of the game on the final game of the regular season. Nate Bennett at quarterback, third game in which he has seen action this year. He'll hand it to Dawson Pendergrass, weaves his way into the secondary. He is inside the 25-yard line. That run's going to put the Bears over 600 yards of offense today. 12-yard run by Dawson Pendergrass, and he is now headed for the Baylor sideline as he is over 100.
I'm assuming he's in there for the kneel down. I mean, I would be surprised if
Washington's
if
back
they
in.
handed this ball to Bryson as he comes back in the game. So it must be how many yards is he?
He's got 192.
Yeah, that may be it.
But odd to see Bryson Washington back in there. He's gone over 1,000 on the season. First and 10 Bears at the 24. He's going to get the carry up the middle for a yard at the most on that play. 1:15 and counting, fourth quarter.
I think they told him, we'll give you one chance. I think that's what they must have told him. Coaches will do you that like that sometimes. Like you're lobbying, coach, I'm almost at 2 bills.
Yeah.
And he'll say, okay, I'm going to give you one chance. And if you don't do it, then you're coming out. That's
it.
Probably what happened to him.
Keenan Hall meets him at the sideline. Man, what a great addition he has been to Coach Aranda's staff this year. Bears will set up with Coach's favorite play. Set up for victory here. Milk the clock down, 40 seconds to go.
Last snap here.
Snap to Nate Bennett. He will take a knee, and they don't have to snap it again. And the Baylor Bears turn their season around from 2-4 at the start. They're going to finish at 8-4, a 6-game winning streak to end the season. And they win big on Senior Day here at McLean Stadium today, 45-17 over the Kansas Jayhawks. Teams meet at midfield. A 6-game winning streak, second half of the season. First 6-game winning streak for the Bears in Big 12 play since 2019. And JJ, they finish with a flourish today. 603 yards of offense, 45 points on the board. Couple of 100-yard rushers, couple of 100-yard receivers on the day, and a big day for Sawyer Robertson leading the way at quarterback.
Yeah, John, I mean, like we talked about this a little bit. I'm surprised, and Ricky made a note that, like, if Kansas doesn't, say, miss the field goal early and then they have that interception, which was a missed throw, maybe this is closer. Because I expected maybe 45 points, but I expected, one of the teams to be 45-42, John, or 45-38. So it's a great, great performance by Coach Aranda's squad. Kansas came in desperate. I mean, they really needed a win just to get bowl eligible. And they started early, and Baylor responded. And, wow, it's a great close to a season.
Highly motivated Kansas team that was really playing its best football of the season. They'd won 3 straight over 3 ranked opponents. And again, scored first for a 7-0 lead, but it was all Baylor after that. Nice to see, really nice to see Garrison Grimes out there with his younger brother, Graydon Grimes. As they get a picture together, Graydon is his younger brother, chose Kansas, winning their dad. Jeff Grimes was hired as the offensive coordinator at KU, and great to see those two together at the end of the game. Let's go down to Ricky Thompson on the Baylor sideline.
I just wanted to say at the end of this thing, you got 603 yards, beat Kansas 45-17. Coach Aranda mentioned before the game this was probably the best team the Bears have played this year. And I think we saw on that first drive just how good Kansas can be. So I don't think you can sell this win short. 45-17, over 600 yards. This is a dang good football team that's won 6 in a row right now. And a shame a couple of those early. We all go back to Colorado, but forget that. This is a really good team that finished 8-4 and just beat another really good football team.
Yeah, that, I'm 100%. I mean, we can't just kind of talk about the turnaround, John, and I'm happy that Coach Aranda found that magic button. But I think at the end, really, we talked about Baylor probably played only one what I call bad game, which was the second half of the Iowa State game.
Yeah.
Outside of that, they played solid football. Just they finally figured out how to win games.
Boy, and they just kept to their knitting, and the players and the coaches would tell you, even early on when they were 2-4 and 0-3 in conference play, they really felt like they were a good football team and felt like they were and knew they were better than their record showed. And they stayed with it and made the most of that open date after the Iowa State game, and haven't lost since. The second half of the season, a 6-0 finish to the season for this team.
Yep, no, and it's a beautiful thing to see, John, and they'll have one more opportunity to add to that. You'd have told me this team would have opportunity to get to 9 wins after week about 5 or 6.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd have thought you're crazy.
Well,
I mean, hey, we're here.
All right, let's think big. How about 10 wins? Because Baylor is still a possibility for the Big 12 championship game.
That's
They
right.
did what they had to do today. That is win their game over Kansas. And really pretty cool that it was the first game of the day, an 11 a.m. game.
Yeah,
now they can sit back. They can let the chaos happen. Whatever happens the rest of the day in the Big 12, they know that they've got their money in the bank with the win today, and a big win over Kansas.
Yeah, no, it was a great performance, man. Beautiful to see.
45-17, the final score. Baylor over the Kansas Jayhawks. Bears finish at 6-3 in Big 12 conference play. After an 0-3 start, they finish at 8-4 overall. The team makes the rounds. High fives with the Baylor line on the far side of the field and the Golden Wave Band in the north end zone. And fans and parents, it looks like, are out onto the field. It looks like at the end of this game, the season finale, that is a big, big Baylor win over Kansas. 45-17 the final. Stay with us. The First Central Credit Union post-game show is coming up next. Final score once again, Baylor 45, Kansas 17. Back in a moment on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Welcome to the Make It Jingle with Kris Kringle podcast. Today we're talking to Jan from Toyota, all about Toyotathon.
Hi!
So, tell me about Toyotathon.
Well, from now until January 6th is the perfect time to get a new Camry, RAV4, Highlander, and more.
Oh, how exciting! So what can you do in a new Toyota this holiday season?
With a new RAV4, you can go snowboarding with your friends.
I love dashing through the snow.
Take a Camry to a tree lighting ceremony.
Sounds merry and bright.
Or even load up the family in a Highlander to go ice skating.
What a jolly good time. So, Jan, got any red Tacomas? After my big job, I'm taking the missus down to Florida to go surfing.
Florida? I'm there.
Dealer inventory may vary. Current offers on these vehicles end December 2nd. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 6th. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places. During Toyotathon, qualified buyers can get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on a rugged new 2025 Tundra. Offer available in select states only.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
This season, beat the holiday rush and shop Astound.com for bigger deals, bigger savings, and bigger internet. For a limited time, get Astound Internet for only $20 a month for 2 years. Plus, add 5G unlimited Astound Mobile free for 12 months. Our award-winning fiber-powered internet can handle it all. Faster streaming, better gaming, and secure online shopping. Lock in bigger savings than ever before at Astound.com. Restrictions apply. See Astound.com for details.
This has been live coverage of Baylor football, with today's game being brought to you by H-E-B, the official grocer of Baylor Athletics, proudly serving Texans since 1905. Now, it's time for the First Central Credit Union post-game show, brought to you by First Central Credit Union, serving members since 1937. Stay tuned as we break down the game. Listen to highlights. Talk with
10 seconds, Ricky.
All coming up.
Oh, you're back. Okay.
Sports Media Network.
Final game of the regular season. They are playing that good old Baylor line. You can light the tower green after a big Baylor win. And we welcome you into the First Central Credit Union postgame show. It's brought to you by the First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you. JJ, big day all the way around for this team. And, man, do they finish with a flourish. Again, not limping in to the end of the season. They're playing their best football in the month of November and played some of their best football today against a really good Kansas team.
Well, John, I know a lot of it's some trash, but if I look in, we'll get into the stats in a minute, but you have 2 runners over 100 yards. Baylor's really rushed the ball, and typically teams are built from the inside out, from the front back, and I think, Coach did a great job of getting some linemen, back here. Remember in 21 when we had good solid lines, and then to have those guys back at 22. Struggled a little bit in 23, but got some guys up front, and I tell you, that really is held true, because even defensively where we kind of struggled, I thought up front, we had Garmin Randolph out today, Steve Linton out today, so that's 2 of your top 4. But nevertheless, we played decent football up front, and I think that's made a huge difference. And I tell you, the scene, John, out here was really special to see the players walk through with the band. They may do that all the time. It's the first time I've really paid attention to them walking, and the band just stays there, and then they all slap hands and greet each other, and then they'll play the song. So it's good to see, because a lot of these guys haven't been one of the players, the seniors, especially if you've been here, and this is the last time you'll come out here and have the ability to kind of be suit up on the field. Even if you're a band member, there's a lot of senior band members. The last time they'll be here playing, more than likely. So it is a transitory moment for you. So special to see.
I would extend that to the Spirit Squad also. There's a bunch of those that are seniors also. So a lot of finales today in this final game of the regular season. Bears win it 45-17. Plenty more to come on the First Central Credit Union postgame show. It's brought to you by the First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you. We're also brought to you by Rudy's Barbecue. Rudy's a proud sponsor of Baylor football. Be sure to stop by your local Rudy's or Rudy's.com for some real Texas barbecue. Enjoy 100% oak smoked meats, delicious sides, and Rudy's signature sauce. Don't forget Rudy serves breakfast tacos every day until 10 a.m. Back with more on the First Central Credit Union postgame show in a moment. It's brought to you by the First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Ask for Kasasa Checking. It's our superpower. First Central Credit Union pays 5% APY on your checking account. There's no penalty in this game. Get great returns while having complete access to your cash. Get in motion with First Central's Reward Checking that refunds ATM fees nationwide.
Second straight game under 3 hours.
It pays you too. It's a snap to apply online at firstcentralcu.com.
I like it.
We do for you.
Eligibility and qualifications apply. APY annual percentage yield. Member NCUA.
Oh, no worries.
All the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
Stay in the game with Q-Collar, the world's first and only equipment proven to help protect the brain. It's backed by advanced research, built for the modern athlete, and designed to protect your most important asset, your brain. Q-Collar is a proud partner of the Baylor Bears. When it's on, it's on. Learn more and collar up at Q30.com. That's Q30.com. Hi, this is John Morris for Green Eye Associates. Let Green Eye Associates, Doctors Leanne Green and Avery Platt help you see Waco clearly. Their experienced team enjoys making your eye exam fun, easy, and accurate, providing trustworthy and honest communication about your eyes and eyewear. Visit them on Lake Air Drive or at greeneyeassociates.com to see their services and a wide selection of eyewear made on-site by experts. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
You're listening to Baylor Football on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
17 the final. Baylor wins today over Kansas at McLean Stadium. We welcome you back on the First Central Credit Union postgame show. It's brought to you by the First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you. Bears win it to get to 8-4 on the season. 6-3 in Big 12 conference play is the way the Bears finished. Tremendous second half of the season for the Bears. JJ, you've got final stats. Mr. Colin Purtle has handed to us. Why don't we share that with our listeners today? Some pretty eye-popping numbers for the Bears, especially offensively.
Yeah, John, I mean, both teams. I mean, Kansas ran 54 plays for 491 yards. Baylor won 81 plays for 603 yards, so a ton of offense, over 1,000 yards today. But I'll tell you, I mean, Baylor did a great job on third down. We just talked about that. 13 of 17 on third down. Didn't really even attempt the fourth down conversion. Didn't have to. Kansas was 5 of 11, right below their season average. But really, Sawyer had a clean game. 23 of 31, had 4 touchdown passes. He was sacked 3 times for 310 yards. Jalen Daniels wasn't as efficient. I think if Jalen would have probably made a couple more throws, this game would have been much closer. But he's 12 of 23, had those two picks, both by Devin Bobby. Devin Bobby had 2 interceptions, one in the end zone, kind of late, but that's thwarted an opportunity for Kansas to kind of close that gap. And then there was one early in the game where Kansas, actually the game was still at risk. Kansas threw it, and Devin got a great interception there. Bryson Washington, well, he goes over 1,000 yards, 28 carries, 192 yards, 2 scores, a 6.9 yard per carry average. And he didn't even have the highest yard per carry average today. That was Dawson Pendergrass, who had 104 yards on 11 carries for 9.5 yard per carry average. So Baylor ran the ball. I said if you can get to 175, you're in a good position. Well, Baylor ran the ball for 293 yards on 50 carries on the afternoon. Time of possession, 36 minutes and 26 seconds for Baylor to 22 minutes and 7 seconds on the afternoon. For Kansas, Devin Neal, 20 carries for 133 yards and a score. Devin really wasn't. The first half, he was really impactful because Kansas started chasing the game in the second half. Kind of moved away from him, and that made a big difference. The leading receiver, Josh Cameron, 8 catches, 102 yards on the afternoon. It's good to see Josh close out things on his side. Well, he's actually a redshirt junior. I'm not sure, John, if he's coming back or not, but nevertheless, Monterey, who is a senior, 7 catches, 119 yards, 2 touchdowns. Josh had 1, and then Dawson had 1 receiving as well. So it's good to see Monterey Baldwin have a really big day. He's had kind of an up-and-down season at different times, but it's good to see him be able to use that speed and play good football on the back end. Matt Jones, he's a 6-year guy, 6 total tackles on the afternoon. He was all over the place. And I know they gave up a lot of yards, but Matt was there when they needed him to be. And I like to, congratulate Devin Bobby. Devin Bobby, we've given him a hard time at different times, and really because he's a DB. DBs don't catch well. Well, he's changed that narrative for himself because he's made a couple really good interceptions here in the last actually, I think he's had 2 good interceptions here in the last part of the year. 2 today. I think he had 1 last week against U of H. That was a huge interception. So Devin Bobby had 4 total tackles. He had 2 interceptions this afternoon, and that made a huge difference for the Bears. Baylor was 4-4 in the red zone. Kansas, who led the Big 12, I believe, in red zone scoring. They were only 3 of 6 today, and that made a big difference. So John, just looking at these stats, it goes to say that Baylor puts up 45 points, and Kansas just wasn't efficient enough on this Saturday afternoon to be able to keep pace.
45-17 the final. A couple of other notes passed along from Baylor Athletic Communications. Baylor with 200-yard receivers in the game. As JJ said, Josh Cameron, 8 catches for 102 yards. Monterey Baldwin, a big day, 7 catches for 119. Last time Baylor had 200-yard receivers in the same game was 2019 against Iowa State. Tyquan Thornton had 141, and Denzel Mims had 106. That was September of 2019. Last player to have 2 interceptions in a game was J.T. Woods against Ole Miss. You remember that in the Sugar Bowl?
I do remember that, yes, sir.
That was big in 2021, and Devin Bobby did that today with 2 interceptions. Bryson Washington over 1,000 yards rushing for the season. Number 1 freshman leader in rushing yards, past what Richard Reese did, 972 yards.
Wow,
his freshman career here. So a freshman rushing record. One more to pass along. Oh, the 600 yards of offense. First time since September 11th of 2021 against Texas Southern to go over 600 yards in a Big 12 game. Go back to 2016. The most recent was 634 against Texas Tech, November 25th of 2016. So the Bears doing some things today against a Big 12 opponent that they have not done in a while, and really impressive in the win, 45-17. Ricky, I think, is with us, and Ricky, just all the way around, offense, defense, that 4th down stop by the defense late in the game was really big. Just a lot to be encouraged about with this team as they end the season.
Yeah, there really is. And I tell you, I mentioned it just before walking off the field. This is a good football team. A couple of games early that really wish we could have back, but you can't. But to win 6 in a row after going 2-4, and we go back to that open date, John, and we're talking about, is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? It was a good thing. They reeled off 3 wins in a row, then had another open date and 3 more in a row. So I think those open dates really fit well. They handled those well and played well. But defensively, holding Kansas to 17 points, I don't care how many yards. What it amounts to is what's on the scoreboard, and they held them to 17. They did that with a couple of interceptions, a big 4th and 1 stop, a missed field goal. Just really made the plays that they had to make. And I'll tell you guys, this offense is really hard to stop. It is churning. They can throw the ball well. They can throw it downfield. The big ones to Monterey, running game with 2 guys over 100 yards. I would hate to play this football team right now. I don't know who we'll get in a bowl game or if things worked right and you even got into the championship game. But I would not want to be the other team that played Baylor right now. And I think Kansas will attest to that because, as Coach Aranda said, he thought this was the best team that we had played. In the last 3 games they played, I think they probably proved that point by beating 3 ranked teams pretty soundly.
Yeah, and I'd agree. I think a lot of the moves that were made a big difference. Some were made for them. I think ultimately speaking, in any team, if you find your guys up front, and then you got to find your trigger man because the guys start believing in the guy. It's just the way it is. The quarterback is, he's no more important than most guys, but if the other guys believe in that guy, the defense wants to get that guy the ball, and the offensive guys want to block for it so that guy can make a play. And I think once they got Sawyer installed, it took him a couple games. I mean, like we saw him play really well in first halves, and maybe in the second half teams adjust. And it was good to see Coach Aranda push the right buttons. I'm really happy for him because I think Coach Aranda is a really good football coach. I think he connects with players really well. I think players want to play for him. I think, it's like anything. It's his first time being a head coach. I think guys learn, okay, how I have to be to, make this thing work. And I think he's slowly figuring that out. And I'm happy for him.
Yeah. And to, again, stay with the plan when you're 2-4 and when you're 0-3 and not panic and don't make wholesale changes. Make changes to get better. Right. Coach Aranda said on the coaches show this week, this during this winning streak, they're doing the things to win games now that early in the year they were doing those things or they weren't doing those things and they were losing games. So the small things really make a difference.
Well, John, I think the big thing, he said we got to quit playing ourselves. I mean, like he said that a lot early. Like it's like we're beating ourselves. We're having to not only beat the opponent, we're having to beat ourselves. And I think late in the season, you just saw them, like not make the dumb kind of stuff, right?
Right.
Stay away from some of the stuff. So that made a big difference.
Ricky, just a great way to end the season. First time, I think this is right, maybe the first time in Big 12 history, maybe the first time ever that Baylor has ended a season with 6 straight wins.
Wow. Yeah.
Ricky, that says a lot, doesn't it? Again, you want to be playing your best football at the end of the year.
Yeah, it does, and I think it says even more with the difficult start that they had with 2-4 and not playing very well in a couple of those early games and then playing really well in one and losing it at the last minute. I think that this winning streak is even more impressive because of that. I think they came off of a point where it could have really gone south. It could have very well ended up 4-8, 3-9 instead of 8-4. So I think any time you take this back half of the season and you win these November games, we've talked about that before, but you go 6-0 in the second half of the season, all those being Big 12 games, that is a good football season and a good football team. And you can look at the list of the teams that these Bears have beaten in that stretch, and there's some good teams in there. And remember, guys, several of those were on the road, big road wins, particularly at Lubbock and in Morgantown for the first time ever to win up there and won big.
Yeah, that's a really good point. More to come on the First Central Credit Union postgame show. We're brought to you in part by the Greater Waco Chamber of Commerce. The Greater Waco Chamber, whether you're a member, business, or considering membership, optimize the opportunity to gather and grow your business with us. Go to wacochamber.com/activate to explore the benefits of membership. And brought to you by Premier ER and Urgent Care, the place to go when you're not sure where to go. Open 24/7 and just a short walk across campus. No appointment necessary, just walk in. Visit premier.care to learn more. 45-17 the final. Baylor over Kansas today here at McLean Stadium. More to come on the First Central Credit Union postgame show. It's brought to you by the First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
I'll be right back, John.
When life gets complicated, Butts Law Firm is your one stop for a wide range of legal needs. Whether you need estate planning documents such as a will, trust, or guardianship, or the appointment of a receiver to handle personal or business assets management and disposal, consumer protection, family-related legal matters, or various business-related issues, we are your community firm. Whether you're planning for the future, navigating a probate, or managing a business, our experienced team is ready to guide you every step of the way. Trust us to provide the legal support you need. Call today, 406-641-BUTZ. That's 406-641-2889. Or come by the Waxahachie office at 301 South Rogers Street, Suite 202, downtown Waxahachie. Come see the difference having a trusted attorney by your side can make, because at Butts Law Firm, your legal rights are our business.
Hey football fans, Kyle Sotrano here with George's Restaurant Bar and Catering to invite you to experience game days with George's this season. Join us at George's before or after the game for some signature
13-10 Michigan over Ohio State with 35 seconds left.
a tailgater party, but George's...
Yeah. Ohio State's got the ball at their own 27-ish, 3rd and 9, 35 seconds left, and no timeouts.
End of the season.
They are in trouble. Yes, ABC. Oh, no. Fox. Regular Fox.
And sick 'em Bears.
At H-E-B, we know that game day is about more than the game itself. The taste of victory is unparalleled, but so is the taste of H-E-B jalapeno poppers hot off the grill. Seeing the best players in their prime is truly something to behold. So is an H-E-B Prime 1 burger that you grilled to perfection. For low prices on all the things that make game day great and delicious, visit H-E-B, your official game day headquarters, or use the My H-E-B app to start prepping for game day right away.
You're listening to Baylor Football on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Show brought to you by the First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you, Kelly Moore. Bears win it today over Kansas on Senior Day, 45-17 the final. And we welcome in Jacob Redding, who joins us downstairs outside the team interview room. Jacob, congratulations. What a great capper to a great season, a great second half of the season for you guys.
Yeah, thank you. It's fun to see your rewards after working as hard as we have.
6 straight wins. We're told Baylor's never done that, never ended a season with 6 straight wins. You guys are, you're checking some boxes that had never been done before at Baylor, like first win in Morgantown and, continuing this streak against Kansas. You're just playing at a very, very high level.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with confidence. Once teams roll in and a team as good as us, it's hard to beat us.
How about the defense? I mean, the offense may get the headlines with 45 points, but you guys should be proud of holding this high-powered Kansas team to 17 points today.
Yeah, we knew they took chances with the ball, and I think the emphasis this week was we got to get turnovers, and we did that, and that's what led to our success this week.
You thought going in you could get some takeaways from these guys?
Yeah, I mean, they like to take shots, especially middle of the field. They like to just throw it deep, and we knew if we had a guy in the post, a guy deep, we had a chance. And Devin Bobby got 2 today.
Yeah.
They just that was the emphasis this week.
That's the way it played out, and then you got that big 4th down stop late in the game. That was a big exclamation point right there, wasn't it?
Yeah, that one felt nice. That was fun.
Yeah, Jacob is one of the veterans on this team. Talk about what you've learned from this season. It's been a real transformation from kind of the close losses early to then all of a sudden closing these deals late in the season.
Yeah, Coach says the best. We just found a way to lose games at the beginning of the year. We were in them. We were winning. Should have won games, so we lost. Just found a way to lose them. And I think we just matured and growed up. Different guys stepped up that were kind of waiting around, and I think we just kind of knew we got to win or else people won't be here next year.
Well, and talk a little bit about, just today, just to focus on today since that's what's at hand. Like I said, you're playing Kansas. They like to take a lot of chances, but when you got a team that runs the ball like they do with Devin Neal and then has the threats, kind of like, what was the emphasis, to start? Where did y'all start, I guess, as far as the defensive game plan?
Biggest 2 things were communication in our eyes, especially in the secondary. They like to run play actions and get your eyes lost, and they'd run trick plays in the second half. And if your eyes are bad, which they were a few times for us, and we found out what happens, but we made the big plays when we were in the right spots. So.
And my last, you mentioned Jaden Daniels, and they give you some shots. I mean, he had actually cleaned it up. Early in the season, I saw he was turning the ball over, but of late he hadn't. So had you guys seen opportunities late in these last few games that you could take advantage of?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, people were saying they were the hottest. They were hotter than us coming into the game, and we kind of took that a little bit personal because we had won 5 in a row coming into this week. And, y'all saw, everybody in the country has seen how good he can be, and we just saw on film. If you don't have a guy deep, they're going to torch you. And if you do have a guy deep, then he'll give you a chance with the ball, even when he was playing good.
Jacob, you guys, with the wins here in the second half of the season, you put yourself in position to possibly play for the Dr. Pepper Big 12 championship game. The first domino that had to fall was you winning today, and you've done that. Now do you sit and watch the games the rest of the day and see how things play out?
Yeah. Focus of this week, we knew we had a chance of, it's a long shot, but, if you don't take care of business, if we didn't take care of business today, we had no shot. So we had to focus on our opponent. And now, the rest of the day, we're sitting and we're going to watch a lot of football and cheer for 3 different teams to win. So.
Yeah, that's right. Well, whatever happens, you put yourself in a position for a really nice bowl game, so congratulations on that. And that'll be fun, won't it, to find out where you go bowling at the end of the season.
Yeah. It will be fun.
Congratulations on the win
Congrats,
today.
Jacob.
Thanks for the visit.
Thank you.
All right, Jacob Redding with us, one of the standouts for the Bears, actually finished with 5 total tackles today. Matt Jones leads the way with 6. So great defensive effort, 3 takeaways, a 3-0 advantage in takeaways for the Bears in the win over Kansas, 45-17 the final. All right, and Ricky Reed joins us. Golden Wave Band is having their senior send-off, I think, recognizing their seniors out on the field before they march back over the bridge and back to campus. But Ricky, the Bears, not just Jacob, but all of us, we can kind of watch the results the rest of the day now, playing this first game, and kind of see how things play out and see who qualifies for the game in Arlington December 7th.
Yeah, that's right. Isn't that fun? Who would have imagined at this point that we'd be watching football with an interest and a possibility of a Big 12 championship game? I know it's a long shot, but it's a shot. Yeah, and the Bears took care of business today to stay in that race and beat Kansas. So we'll go home, sit back, and watch football and see what happens.
Yeah. There have been some seasons that all of us have seen where the Bears are just kind of hanging on at the end of the year, and maybe just kind of stumbling their way to the end of the year. But, gosh, isn't this great to see, really, again, their best football being played here in November.
No, it really is. I know not to beat a dead horse here, but I tell you, the 2012 season, it just reminds me, I don't know what comes after this.
Yeah.
But it reminds, because, we were like, at the beginning, it wasn't as uneven at the beginning as this one was, but we got to the end. I just felt like whoever we played, we were going to win. And that's kind of the feeling I got now. It's like I wasn't feeling great about this game because I hadn't actually seen these guys.
Hey, guys, we've got Monterey if y'all are ready.
Okay.
We are ready.
Thanks.
But same feel.
That's a great point, and that was a season with it was a 5-game winning streak late in the year to get to the Holiday Bowl and win over UCLA. And what came next? Back-to-back Big 12 championships in 13 and 14. Monterey Baldwin joins us now, one of the seniors on Senior Day. Man, you got a flair for the dramatic. What a great game for you today. Congratulations.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, congratulations to you. What are your emotions, or what were your emotions going in knowing this was Senior Day?
Really just trying to make myself proud and all of the people who helped me get here proud. Just wanted to go out here and end it the right way, get a win, and just celebrate with my teammates, really.
You were a frequent target there early in the first quarter. Those 2 touchdown catches really set things in motion. Congratulations on both of those.
Thank you.
2 great catches.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, 2 great catches. Did you know you'd be a focal point going into this game today?
I really didn't, because Ashton, he was getting all the ones rep this week, but he ended up getting hurt. So, it's really just a testament to myself and what I was going through, because they threw me in there and they called my number immediately. So I just had to capitalize off that. Yeah.
And that's credit to you that you're ready,
Yes,
when they call your number. Ashton had, his hand, his fingers?
It was, I think something with his hand, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What about Kansas defensively? Pretty good defense, and those cornerbacks, have gotten a lot of attention all year. Is that something that you guys said, yeah, but we're pretty good at receiver also?
Oh, yeah, we've been saying since the beginning of the season that we have the best wide receiver core in the nation, and we truly believe that, and I feel like our team believes that. So when we go out here, and it's really just us versus us, we go out there and do what we're capable of doing, and the score will show.
Hey, Monterey, talk about that a little bit as far as the plan. I noticed a lot more of just what we're going to call the quick wide receiver screens to the outside. Was that kind of a Sawyer decision? Kind of he has a run and then a pass tester? Talk about that a little bit.
So basically he's just reading the box. If it's a light box, he'll hand it, and if we got the numbers outside, he'll throw it. But that was really like a focus point for us. We wanted to make them tackle in space, which we didn't think that was a strong point for them, and I feel like we kind of exploited that a little bit. We did a good job.
And notice earlier when you did come in, and maybe it's the same with Ashton, they had you matched up with number 4. I forgot his name, but the safety, is that something that you knew Coach said, hey, if they match up with him, we're going to go vertical?
They gave us the exact look we practice. He was inside leverage, and that's man, no safety help. That's all we need right there, me and Sawyer.
So, from your perspective, I know John just asked it, like you're a senior, and I asked Jacob this, talk about kind of just, the journey from what it's been like for you from the beginning to closing this thing out with 6 straight.
Honestly, it feels great because, like, in the past, we really haven't won too many games. We went to my freshman year, we won 12 games, but since then, we really haven't done much to be proud of. So to come out here like this, and we're 8-4 right now, and just finish strong, like, that really means the world to us because we really been through a lot, and I feel like we work harder than anybody in the nation. So for us to go out here and let our record show that we really working and we really improving, I feel like that means the world to everybody.
Hey, so Mona, let me ask you this. Like, you know, like you guys are 2-4, and I remember flying back from Iowa State like, man, is this thing going to crash? What's going to happen? From your perspective as a veteran player, what was the thing that kind of got this thing going when y'all came out of that bye week? What was it to you, in your opinion?
In my opinion, I really feel like it's like we have a lot of seniors on this team, and like it's really do or die for us. A lot of people don't know if they want to play football, or if they're going to play football ever again, but I feel like most of us do want to. So it's an opportunity for us to just really go out on a good note. And, you know, the NFL, they love winners, so the more games you win, the more looks you're most likely to get. So I feel like that's where our head was at. We were really just trying to win games and just try to get our names out there for real.
Man, well, you guys are winners. You've proven that. Congratulations on the win and an 8-4 finish, and we look forward to what's next.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay. Take care.
Monterey Baldwin with us. Big day for Monterey. About 7 catches for 119 yards and 2 touchdowns. 2 spectacular catches for touchdowns. Both came in the first quarter and really set the Bears on the course that ended with the 45-17 win over Kansas. Take a break. Back with more on the First Central Credit Union postgame show in a moment. It's brought to you by the First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you. 45-17, the final. Baylor over Kansas on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Welcome to the Make It Jingle with Chris Kringle podcast. Today we're talking to Jan from Toyota, all about Toyotathon.
Hi!
So, tell me about Toyotathon.
Well, from now until January 6th is the perfect time to get a new Camry, RAV4, Highlander, and more.
You'll be coaching.
So what can you do in a new Toyota that's
Be coaching in the AAC next year.
And go snowboarding with your friends.
I love dashing through the snow.
Take a Camry to a tree lighting ceremony.
Sounds merry and bright.
Or even load up the family in a Highlander to go ice skating.
What a jolly good time. So, Jan, got any red Tacomas? After my big job, I'm taking the missus down to Florida to go surfing.
Florida? I'm there.
Dealer inventory may vary. Current offers on these vehicles end December 2nd. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 6th. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places. During Toyotathon, qualified buyers can get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on a rugged new 2025 Tundra. Offer available in select states only.
Stay in the game with Q-Collar, the world's first and only equipment proven to help protect the brain. It's backed by advanced research, built for the modern athlete, and designed to protect your most important asset, your brain. Q-Collar is a proud partner of the Baylor Bears. When it's on, it's on. Learn more and collar up at Q30.com. That's Q30.com.
First Central Credit Union is opening doors to home ownership. First Central's open door mortgage loans up to 95% of the appraised home value with low closing costs, no points, low origination fees, flexible terms, and competitive rates. Consider refinancing your mortgage or securing land for building. We loan up to 75% of the appraised value of land. Apply online at firstcentralcu.com. Everything we do for you.
Some restrictions apply. Equal housing lender. Member NCUA.
You're listening to Baylor Football on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Brought to you by the First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you. Today it follows a 45-17 Baylor win over Kansas on Senior Day to wrap the regular season with 6 straight wins. Joined now by Baylor head coach Dave Aranda. It's brought to you by Alliance Bank. Alliance Bank, it's your bank. Coach, first off, congratulations. What a total team effort in the win today.
No, appreciate that. Way proud of that locker room, you know, the players in there and the coaches. There's a fair amount of adversity everyone's been through, and to you know, get it when you're knocked down, to get up and then to keep fighting and then to finish, you know, which I think was what this morning was about, was the finish. It was pretty cool.
To beat a really good team in Kansas and a team that was playing really well. I mean, I know you had great respect for the way the Jayhawks were going.
Yeah, when you put on the film, it was just different. I don't know. It's hard to, I mean, it's just different. When you put on the film, no one could tackle the running back. And, you know, they're pushing the pile back. I mean, I want to say those first 2 drives for them, they were doing that to us too. You know, it was 2nd and 2 and stuff, and we knew going into it that couldn't be the thing, and so we had to have a deal on the sideline to kind of refocus, and we can't allow that to happen. I thought the guys did a better job afterwards. But, you know, to get our mojo back on offense after last week and to get some guys that have been kind of injured and get them to where they can compete and contest for stuff with not really a full week of practice. There's a fair amount of that going on. And so to have all of that and to have the outcome is a testament to them.
I know starting fast is something you always like to do. Kansas scored first, but you came back with those 2 touchdowns to Monterey Baldwin right after that. And really, that set you on course, didn't it?
Yeah, I thought Sawyer was seeing things really good, and I thought that you know, Monterey had to step up, and he did. To his credit, he had a hell of a game, and you know, he's had some great games in his career here, and this is another one like that. And I thought that the offensive line did a great job protecting early, and then towards the end, just really ground and pound and out-physicaled our opponent today. And I thought, you know, all of it, the touchdowns early, the throws, all of the explosive plays, I thought the engine was the O-line.
Well, Coach, talk a little bit about, you know, kind of what this, you know, it looked like, I guess, a traditional Grimes offense, but it did seem, it felt a little different for me, and maybe I'm just missing something. What's the difference with this talent versus kind of what he was doing here, if anything at all, at 21 through whatever?
Yeah, I think well, I thought in this game we saw a lot of stuff that, you know, Iowa State did,
right,
that West Virginia copied Iowa State, and then Grimes kind of copied both of them. And so there were shifts and motions. I think we very, very rarely saw just a traditional formation the whole game, you know. So there was all unbalanced or unusual formations. There was motions on top of motions. And so we've struggled, you know, the Iowa State game, which was our worst game, right, was all of that in a tempo fashion. And we totally combusted our brain, you know, and couldn't get aligned and couldn't make plays. And that was the game plan for West Virginia. And then that was, you know, obviously the game plan here. So this looked different than stuff they had done prior to the season or in the season. So this was kind of specifically for us.
And talk a little bit about, you know, you talked a little bit about this season, but to me, I asked both the players, like, what do they feel like the light switch moment was for this team? What do you feel like was the thing, as you say sometimes, for this team to kind of come out of the, you know, losing games themselves to all of a sudden winning games? When do you think that point was?
December, you know, January, you know, just November,
yeah.
A year ago from now. You know, I just think it's hard. It's hard to explain because I think you know, when, I don't know, you can be buried, but you're not dead yet, you know? And so it's hard to breathe when there's a bunch of dirt on top of you. And so I think Devin Bobby's a great example of that. I think, you know, Devin has dropped picks. Devin's, you know, has heard it all. And it's kind of all of it. And all of a sudden he can't, you know, he's the interception master. So it's just crazy what belief in someone can do. And so I told him in the locker room, this is, you know, this right there, that what we're talking about right here is the greatest thing. That's the gift, really. They're going to take that with them when they go.
Coach, 3 takeaways today. That was big. Kansas team that didn't have any turnovers at all in 4 of their last 6 games.
Yeah, it's a difference in the game. You know, again, I wish a lot of just defensively we just played cleaner. You know, and so just there's some ugliness all throughout the tape when we get to it. But guys made plays, and you know, I think there's been stretches for sure this year where we have not made plays. And then you've had the ugliness on top of it. So to make plays and to kind of, you know, kill drives and get momentum turned our way, just way cool. And again, credit to them because the players have been through all of it. They've heard it all. They've all the things. And so to show up with all that in a game that mattered and to make plays is pretty neat.
That 4th down stop midway through the 4th quarter, that was a real exclamation point, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know, I was, you know, you know, how this season's gone. This offense scores a lot of points, and they score generally fast. And, we got the win, and we're up on the sidelines going to the defensive players, don't smile, don't laugh, don't have fun, don't, because we're going to have to go back on the field. And we went through a little bit of this in 2019 at LSU, and it's almost like, you have to be totally programmed different. You have to totally be programmed different. You have to play your best up 30 points, 20 points when, and that's something we just not done a good job with. We've almost been destined to give up 30 points, and you look at the end of it, and the stats don't look great, and they're not great. But a lot of times the games in hand, we just can't close people out, and it's a mental thing, and it's a whole other thing, And so to have to talk exhaustively about that and fail countless times at that, to finally have some sense of like we're doing something about it, it's probably the best feeling. So that feels good.
Well, you got the win in the bank, and you can watch the results from the rest of the day now and see how things play out. You still got a shot to make the Big 12 championship game.
No, appreciate that. Yeah, the early games, I know a lot of times is hard for folks to make, and for us as coaches, we get it and get a win, and then you can enjoy and be a fan like everybody else. So I'm looking forward to that with the family this afternoon.
Enjoy it. Coach, thanks very much.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Coach Dave Aranda with us following the 45-17 Baylor win over Kansas today here at McLean Stadium. His post-game comments brought to you, as always, by Alliance Bank. Alliance Bank, it's your bank. Ricky rejoins us now, and guys, just golly, what a finish to this season. And I mean the finish today, but also mean the finish the second half of the season. 6 straight wins, and then just to finish, with a bullet, with a big win over Kansas today. JJ, just couldn't be any better for Baylor football right now.
No, not right now. I mean, the coach has a great recruiting class, and we just want to make sure we hold on to it. Looks like that's what they turn their attention to here for the next, I think, John, about a week or two. You can nail that thing down.
It's this Wednesday.
Yeah, this Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday, I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, so make sure that thing's solidified, and then it's get ready for the bowl game. And, of course, but, I mean, it's just been a great ride. And I think it's time for this team. I mean, this deserved it because, I mean, after beginning 2022 with 6 wins, John, just to go back, and then you lose like 7 straight, and then you go through a 3-9, and then you go through a 2-4. I mean, goodness gracious! I mean, it was kind of like we're in punishment for winning in 21. So it's great to see this. I think Coach Aranda's approach is very blocking and tackling and fundamental, and it's good to see that be rewarded on the back end here.
Ricky, great way to end this season, and it's not over.
Yeah, no, it's not over. And one way or the other, you're either going to be in a Big 12 championship game or in a really good bowl game. And I think, remember, guys, not only did this win give you a shot at the championship game, but it solidified a really good bowl game. With the record 8-4, it makes a difference, particularly with a 6-game winning streak. So all of these fans need to be ready for that. Hopefully it's close enough that we can have a huge crowd in that bowl game if it's not the championship game. But the way these guys did that and the pressure they were under, JJ, you've been there, I've been there, you're 3-9, then you come in, start 2-4. Things were not looking very good. A lot of talk, and none of it was very good. So to come back and win 6 in a row after that and really win most of those decisively and play really, really well. And, guys, this offense is scary. I think we're seeing one that nobody in this country wants to play right now because they're going to score. And I'm just excited to see where we go next, whether it be a bowl game or the championship game. And wherever they go, they deserve it because they have fought back from a really, really tough start to win 6 in a row and become a really good football team.
Yeah, very well said. That's great. 45-17 the final today. Rick, come on up. We'll take one final break and come back and wrap up the First Central Credit Union postgame show in a moment. Brought to you by the First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you. Baylor 45, Kansas 17, the final today here at McLean Stadium, and we'll be right back after this.
When life gets complicated, Butts Law Firm is your one stop for a wide range of legal needs. Whether you need estate planning documents such as a will, trust, or guardianship, or the appointment of a receiver to handle personal or business assets management and disposal, consumer protection, family-related legal matters, or various business-related issues, we are your community firm. Whether you're planning for the future, navigating a probate, or managing a business, our experienced team is ready to guide you every step of the way. Trust us to provide the legal support you need. Call today, 406-641-BUTZ. That's 406-641-2889. Or come by the Waxahachie office at 301 South Rogers Street, Suite 202, downtown Waxahachie. Come see the difference having a trusted attorney by your side can make, because at Butts Law Firm, your legal rights are our business.
Come see why Green Eye Associates.
What's that, John?
The best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green alongside her dedicated optometrist and staff. Receive trustworthy insights on your eye health. Enjoy
I'm back.
a variety of contacts and eyewear and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes and face with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
The Black Friday sales event at Allen Samuels in Waco has huge savings. Get a 2024 Wagoneer or Grand Wagoneer Series 3 and get a whopping dealer discount of $15,000 plus 3.9% financing for 72 months. That's right, 3.9 for 72 months. Or drive off in a 24 Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland or Limited 4XE and save $12,000 plus see if you qualify for $7,500 federal tax deduction. Hurry, only at Allen Samuels in Waco during the Black Friday sales event. First responders get an extra $500.
Come by, let's be friends.
You're listening to Baylor Football on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Wrap things up on the First Central Credit Union postgame show, brought to you by the First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you. 45-17, the final. Baylor over Kansas today. Bears finished the regular season at 8-4. They are 6-3 in Big 12 conference play. This Kansas team that began the year with so much hope and promise finishes at 5-7, 4-5 in the league, but a great closing stretch for Kansas prior to today, winning 3 straight games over 3 ranked opponents. But they do not get to the bowl qualifying 6th win today here in Waco, as the Bears win for the 14th straight time over Kansas in this series, and go to 12-0 at home all-time against Kansas. Games here in Waco, 19-4, the all-time record for the Bears against the Kansas Jayhawks. Tremendous finish to the regular season today. Now, as Coach Aranda said, we'll all sit and watch the results and see if Baylor might be playing a game next Saturday. Could happen. They could qualify for the Dr. Pepper Big 12 championship game if things fall right. If not, they are in line for a very good bowl game that this team certainly deserves, and we look forward to that news that would come up a week from tomorrow, probably, the bowl announcements. But we thank you for being with us and our great crew. Glad to present this to you today and all season long. Thanks to Aaron Sexton, our network board operator, Kelly Moore, our frequency coordinator, Bob Baker, our engineer in the booth, Jeff Walter, our spotter and statistician, here in the booth today as well. Speaking for all of them, plus Ricky Thompson and J.J. Joe, I'm John Morris. We invite you to stay tuned. The post-game fan forum with Derek Smith and Bryce Hager is coming up next. Stay tuned for that. It follows a Baylor win over Kansas on Senior Day as the Bears wrap the regular season with their 6th consecutive win. Final score, Baylor 45.